Yes.
John.
Yes.
Can we have the podcast outside today? It's such a nice day. It's finally not like too hot or too cold or anything. It's just like a real nice day. Can we just do the podcast outside today?
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
Why are we in the house if you want to do this outside?
Well, because I can't be outside yelling and screaming about Anthem and
Well, at least
EA
not without
and,
the cops being called on.
Well,
you.
that's true. I don't think. I really wish.
Especially when you want to do it next to the kids' jungle gym in the park. I mean, it's
got the best acoustics, man. I can't. What am I going to do? Like,
in the tube slide.
Yeah. It makes us sound like we're in a fucking wind tunnel. What we're going to do? Just like get on the swings? That's some Bush League podcaster bullshit. No, well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Rage Light Podcast. We're podcasting inside, and I'm Jeff.
I'm John.
Boo. So, John, we got a jam-packed week. Like, we do. Great podcast this week. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got a lot of gaming news. We got a lot of trailers. We got a lot of questions coming in from the fans. But before we can talk about any of that, one of the two of us has seen the new Marvel movie, and it's not me. So, hey, John, what'd you think about that Captain Marvel?
I liked it.
Yeah?
I liked it a lot. I mean, I'll go on and say it's not the best of the Marvel movies, but it was pretty damn good.
Yeah?
I liked it a lot.
Let me ask you some questions. Let me put on my interview hat.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
That's my sound effect. I doffed my cap.
That hat looks nothing like Mr. Faust.
Nope.
Or Dr. Faust.
Is it required watching before Endgame? Because I mean, like, there's a lot of people that have pointed out that in the trailers for Endgame, there's a lot of like shots where there's a big empty space where one Captain Marvel might be standing when they finally get around to the movie.
So I will say yes.
Okay. You just had a question mark on there, like you were going to put something else there?
No, I will say yes. It's probably required viewing before Endgame.
Okay.
Because, I mean, how else are you going to know who Captain Marvel is when she shows up?
Okay.
Because, I mean, it also, she's apparently a big part of the movie.
Okay. Well, okay, so now let me ask you a follow-up question to see how well you liked Captain Marvel.
Okay.
What are your top 3 MCU movies? You keep the list all the time, like all of us on the internet do, right?
No, but it's usually Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Volume 1 tied together as number 1.
Followed cheating, but okay.
Well, because I switch between which one I like more, like every other day.
Okay.
So it's literally one day I'll be like, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, and then Volume 2 immediately after that, and then other days I'll be like Volume 2 ahead, and then Volume 1. So I just say together.
Okay.
Then probably followed by for a long time I said Captain America Winter Soldier would have been my number 2 pick. But I think over watching it a few more times recently, I think it's actually gone down on my list.
Okay.
And is replaced by Captain America the First Avenger because I really like that movie.
Sure.
Even upon repeated viewings.
Yeah.
Followed by Ant-Man.
Okay. And then where would you put Captain Marvel? I mean, you don't have to I don't need to say 14.2 after this and before that. Like,
no, I mean, I'd put it above.
Let's just do some of the recent ones, like Ant-Man and the Wasp. Better than that?
Yeah.
Better than Black Panther?
I'd say not as much. I'd probably say it's a little bit below Black Panther, but not by much.
Okay, and then you didn't like really Ragnarok, so probably above Ragnarok.
Yeah, it was definitely
for
me. It was definitely better than Ragnarok.
Okay, I mean, so worth seeing in the theater, like enough big spectacle stuff to see. I think the problem is that it's not going to be out on home video by the time the Endgame comes out. So
so you got to go see it in theater.
Got to go see it in the theater. You tricky, sneaky bastards, Marvel.
Yeah, putting a character that is such a major character, that could potentially be such a major character.
Who knows?
They added one whole scene in a trailer recently of her, in it for Endgame.
Yeah,
didn't do that before the movie.
That's true. That's true. Well, speaking of that trailer, let's talk about it because we finally got this is like the second actual trailer, right? This is the number 2. Like there was a teaser, there was the Super Bowl teaser, and then there was the first trailer. These Endgame trailers are dark.
I mean, I appreciate that they're using a lot of flashbacks in these trailers to kind of give you an idea of the feel,
of
what and it works in a lot of ways to not spoil what the movie will be.
Yeah.
Like, it gives you the tone to go into it, but you don't know enough that it's like, oh, I know exactly what's going to happen after watching all these trailers, which is the complaint a lot of people have with a lot of these movies, is that they feel like they see the trailers and then
they know so much about.
Yeah. And what I also love is in this trailer, there's scenes from the other trailer that it's the same scene, but it's completely different.
How so?
Well, there's the one scene where they're walking down the corridor.
Oh, yeah. They didn't have the suits on before.
Yeah, previously they were in their normal costumes. Now they're in all fancy matching costumes.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're going to space.
Yeah,
the
possibly.
other thing is that I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking that they may have done a clever by making it so that, I mean, this movie's going to be like 3 hours long, right?
Yeah.
Like it's going to be fucking enormous. And that everything that we've seen in the trailers so far has been on Earth. And I'm starting to think that, like, what we're seeing in the trailers is the first 20 minutes of the movie.
I agree with you. Yeah, no, I actually think that's the case.
We're not seeing any of the fucking space shit because we see.
Well, it's interesting because there's scenes like where Rocket is on the shoulders of War Machine, and then there's another scene with Nebula screaming, and then there's the scene with Cap where he's tightening the straps and he grits his teeth.
Yeah.
If you actually look at the background of those scenes, that ain't Earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, or at least it doesn't appear to be Earth, I should say.
I mean, again, they've shown so far. I mean, I was actually aware of this back when they did the Thor Ragnarok trailer.
Yeah.
Because then if you go back and watch the Thor Ragnarok trailer, Hela catching the hammer and destroying it was in a city.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't in the...
Apparently that was changed last minute.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, I think that this is one of those things where... You know what? I want to see more people faking me out with trailers because we spend so much time doing these deep dives on trailers.
Yeah. And even in the last Avengers movie, it showed the Hulk fighting in Wakanda.
Oh yeah,
and the Hulk was never in Wakanda.
Yep, that's true. That's true. So I like this. I guess what I'm asking is I want the movie industry to start Metal Gear Solid 2ing me a lot. Like put some shit in trailers that's not in the movies. I know it's going to make everybody mad, but I want to get faked out because you can't escape the hype train and the spoilers and stuff. So if you can use a trailer to totally throw me off in the wrong direction, then when I go see the movie, I mean, not like make it seem like a comedy and it's actually John Wick 3.
Yeah, we don't want to go. We don't want it to be like the movie Branded.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Fuck.
Or that. What's that one that everybody was on recently where it's like the guy's a fisherman. It's like. Is it McConaughey or somebody? And it's like he's like a fisher guy. He's like a fisherman on an island, and his like ex-wife shows up and wants him to kill her new husband. And I'm going to say spoiler alert for this movie. Apparently, it's terrible. It turns out that the whole thing is like that's all happening inside of a video game that his son has created of his dead father. And like all the trailers make it look like a noir mystery, and then like 2/3 of the way through the movie, it's like. JK, this is a video game. And
weird.
It's like, okay.
But I don't know that one.
Yep. But I will say this. I said this last time around. I'll say it this time around. I tell you what, man, the Avengers music stinger always just gets me pumped. Like I'm
it's always
ready
great.
to go.
Like the music is always great in these trailers.
Yeah.
And even in the movies.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Like, John, I just to be totally crystal clear about this, there would have to be something truly dramatic and dire for me to sit across from you and say, I'm not going to go see. I'll just wait until Endgame comes to home video. I'm not going to bother watching it in the theaters. Like, I'm not that excited about going to. I mean, I've watched all of them up till this point. So probably in a few weeks, I'll go watch Captain Marvel and then I'll go watch Avengers when it comes out.
Oh, no. I have also seen all of maybe not all of them in theaters, but I've seen most of them in theaters, luckily.
Yeah.
I have been debating on doing a whenever I get Geek, because I haven't been doing Geek Bombast for the last month because of things, and getting it back up and running here within the next week or so. I have been debating of possibly doing like a secondary podcast or like a special. Like, I don't know, because I've been thinking about launching a Patreon for it and being like, oh, here's a Patreon exclusive podcast kind of thing of doing a going through the Marvel movies one by one,
like in chronological order,
and reviewing them and talking about them and going like full spoilers and and everything.
Like, see how well does Iron Man 1 hold up now? Like, that's a question.
Yeah.
I think it probably holds up all right.
Yeah, I think it probably does. But yeah, just going through all of them one by one with some of my podcast cohorts and things like that. I mean, I haven't presented that idea to them yet or anything, and this may not even happen. So I'm talking out my ass at this point. But
sure, well, it's the Rage Slate podcast. This is the ass talkingest podcast on the internet.
Yeah.
And speaking of things that people are really excited about, we also got a trailer for Aladdin. Just JK. I don't know. I thought this was a better.
Oh yeah, no. I wish they had led with this trailer.
Yeah, I mean, I laughed at a few of the jokes.
The previous trailer, I was like,
I still think that Jafar looks weird, looks too young. Like everybody has said, he doesn't seem like.
Doesn't everyone refer to him as Hot Jafar?
Oh, I don't know. Is that what the internet's on about this week?
And then they also announced that Alan Tiddick is doing the voice of Iago.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Coming off of his stunning tour de force of the chicken in Moana.
Yeah. He went to Juilliard for this shit.
Yeah, he totally did. I want Alan Tiddick to be like master of bird voices. I want him to do every bird voice. I want him to be like the Frank Welker.
I was going to say he's gunning for Frank Welker's job.
Yeah. You know what? Will Smith's Big Blue Genie doesn't look as silly the second time around.
Yeah. It looks like, I don't know, maybe they touched up on it a little bit or something since that last trailer because his head didn't look right in the last trailer, and now it's kind of okay looking. And
then it looks like we're going to be doing a thing where he's not blue for a chunk of the movie,
and I'm okay with that,
which is fine with me. Yeah, I did get a serious kick out of the whole "make me a prince" gag, and he's like, "I want to see my castle." I like, I don't know, that made me laugh. So, I generally speaking, I'm not a huge fan of the whole live action remake Disney stuff. This one though also looks like it's so colorful and dramatic and stuff. And Aladdin's probably my favorite of those of that Disney Renaissance set of movies, right? So this is one where I'm probably never going to go watch one of these in the theater, but I'd probably be willing to sit down and watch it on home video when it comes out.
Yeah, probably on Disney Plus when that becomes a thing.
Oh, God damn it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Somebody needs to create a service that lets me have one portal that pays all of the different subscription services for me, and then almost like a network, like a single entity,
like a provider, like an actual network provider.
Maybe they could bring it through like a cord that I could just plug in instead of having to log in all these services.
Maybe give you like a set-top box.
Yeah, one dedicated box with a hard to use remote.
Yeah, it's too bad someone hasn't invented something like that.
Somebody needs to do that. I don't know it. So I don't know. Aladdin doesn't seem like the worst thing I've ever seen in the world. Also, you know what?
Seems like a whole new world.
See what you did there. I understood that reference. Also, John, over the last couple of weeks, and especially with this Captain Marvel thing, I don't know if this has just been one in a recent thing where I'm just like, I'm tired of being pissed off about stuff. Like, I was sick last week. I don't have the energy to be mad about Aladdin. Like, either I won't go see it or I will see it, and those are the only things. I mean, I could make a 40-minute YouTube video on why it's bad, but
why?
I don't know. I'd rather play Devil May Cry, man.
Instead, you should make a 40-minute video about why you like a game. Well, it doesn't even have to be that movie or game. It should be something you like.
Wow, can you make like a takedown video for why a game is good? This is a question that needs exploring. This question needs to, like, maybe I can make. I guess what's the what's that channel that came out of the Screen Cinema Wins, right?
Yeah,
is supposed to be pretty popular, right? And they're just like, hey, stuff is good, and everybody's like, yeah, and they're like, who knew that people wanted to hear about good stuff on the internet? I don't think we've hit our quota for bad stuff yet. I think people need to be more mad at various things that get said.
Okay.
This could also be because I've had a couple videos recently that have hit some weird downvote snags on YouTube. I don't know why. I think I know why for one of them, but not for the other one.
Is it because I was on it?
No. It's because we were because we weren't like overwhelmingly positive and or made a joke about something that the internet is touchy about. So anyway, speaking of things that the internet is touchy about, it's time to talk about Anthem yet again. God damn it, if there was not a week that goes by where we can't have an Anthem, Fallout 76, or something bad happening. But
can we get all three of those all at once?
Pretty sure we've had all three of. I mean, we have them this week. Well,
hat trick.
Sort of. Fallout 76 isn't necessarily bad news, but anyway, Anthem. So last week, Anthem put out a big content patch, and part of the content patch was that, like, for the higher level players, they were like removing greens and whites, and they were trying to like rebalance it so that, because right now apparently it's really difficult to get legendary things like engrams. Yeah. You have to grind a lot to get them. So they put in this patch, and suddenly people were just like getting oranges and purples like left and right. It was just like all day, every day, getting like, you could do an hour worth of like free play and come out with like 30 suddenly legendary engrams.
All I do is win.
Yes, exactly. Now, and so everyone's like, yeah, all right, woo, I love Anthem now. And then BioWare was like, oh, that was a bug. That was a problem. So we're going to do a quick hot fix. Oh, it's even worse than it was last time.
Oh. They didn't take away the stuff that people already got, did they?
I don't believe so. No, but
that would have been
dropped.
that would have been like double whammy of like also we're taking those away because you shouldn't have gotten those.
Yeah. They dropped the drop rate back to, I think it was either just back to where it was before or slightly above where it was before, which understandably has caused a lot of consternation amongst what there is of the quote-unquote Anthem community. Like a lot of people seeing that change and then seeing that change taken away have decided that now is the time to hashtag boycott Anthem or blah, blah, uninstall it.
They already got your money.
I mean, yes, they did already get your money. That is 100% true. The other thing that I was thinking about with this is that I feel like there's a lot of people online who they saw this error happen. It was a bug that caused this to happen, right? Like it was unintentional that this drop rate would end up being so high. Yeah. And when they fixed that bug, like it was not their intention for that to happen. And then when it did happen, they fixed that. And people were like, you should have left it like that because it was better that way. Okay, regardless of whether or not it was better that way, they would have to like fix the error that was causing that and then actually rebalance it to have that frequent of drops. Like you couldn't leave a bug pushed live
because
and then try to work around it
to their benefit. Like you're saying, it could be a thing where it's a bug that's not the only thing it's affecting, and to fix the other things which could be a problem, it would undo that bug that's causing that.
Right.
Giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Right. Like I mean, there are questions that come up. I'm not a programmer, but I have been in QA, and there are questions that come up of like, if you intended to make this happen this way, then like you needed to have that system under your control and not have it be a zero in the wrong place in a document file or in a drop rate
or decimal in the wrong place.
Right, exactly. Like it needs to be something that you can then control. You can't just leave the bugged thing. I mean, yeah, it's fun when you're playing a game like this and suddenly you just start getting oodles and oodles of like shit awesome loot. I mean, that's cool, and I understand why
there's only so much of
happen.
Oops, all berries you can eat, folks.
Exactly. That's the other thing that I was thinking about is that, they could go back to doing that, but then the question starts to become, if you're like the way that MMOs happen in the end game, it's like everybody starts grinding towards very specific builds. And if you can get that build in like 3 days because the drop rate is so fucking high. You remember when Destiny had the loot cave?
Yeah.
Like, and then they patched that out, right? And then people were mad about that. But it was like, if they're trying to extend the end game roadmap. Now, this is not to say that the end game roadmap / Anthem / the entire game does not need work, that there are probably things to do to make this game better and have more legs over the long term. Like everybody knows that I like Anthem, but I'm not coming off, I don't want to seem like I'm an apologist. It's just the thing of like, yay, I got everything. And then like, oh, you took everything away.
Well, and that's also like,
boycott.
Yay, I got everything. Now I have nothing else to get.
Right.
Why do I even want to play this game anymore?
So I don't know. Like part of me goes, I understand that people are upset. I think that the moment that the drop rate went back and then people were like hashtag boycott Anthem, this is the last straw, I'm uninstalling this game, fuck you guys, I'm not going to play this game anymore, of like, well, I mean, like they had to fix it. It was an error It was not like, there's not a big lever at EA that says like loot drop rate and somebody like fell asleep on their desk and like their elbow pushed the lever all the way up to 11 and they were like, oh shit, they pulled it back to 3, right? That's not how this shit works. Like you have to do this in a controlled way, And again, not to say that there is not work to be done, but immediately going to boycott Anthem. I don't know. John, I've been really torn over the last 2 weeks because I feel like, again, and I've said this a bunch of times before, that there is a certain amount of like hate-filled glee that I see on the internet of people that love that Anthem is not doing very well, or that the UK sales figures of Anthem are half what Andromeda was, and that the reporting on that happens with such thinly constrained glee at how, see, I thought Anthem didn't look good, and then it didn't sell well, and so it sucks, and like, tee-hee-hee. And I keep wanting to emphasize the point that, like, if Anthem crashes, EA's not going out of business, BioWare will be dissolved. Like, if Anthem totally fails, like, BioWare will probably get forced to make Dragon Age, and then if that doesn't sell well, they'll probably end up being dissolved. Like, there's probably nothing that's going to drive EA out of business. The sports games are EA's bread and butter. Yeah. Like, that's where they make the shitloads of money. And even if they do take a financial hit, Andrew Wilson isn't resigning. Like, teams will get cut. Like, the Respawn's other project will get cut, and that team will get rolled back in to make the next blah, blah, whatever, Battlefield expansion, right? Yeah. Like, this is not the sort of thing where if Anthem does very badly, that EA will hurt. It's that BioWare will hurt. And I know that if you wish to express your displeasure towards EA, the way to do it is by not buying their games, and that is going to hurt individual teams that are not specifically EA, that might end up with BioWare going out of business. On the other hand, I don't know. I guess it just goes back to what I'm saying of like, there's just a certain amount of like glee, just like being super happy that Anthem is failing, and like, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of, it's kind of been the trend with these like open world online games. Yeah, going all the way back to Destiny 1. I even feel like, Destiny, Fallout 76, Anthem, The Division, like there's Diablo 3 and
there's always been this glee of, kind of this weird, like, we are exceptionally happy when you fail.
I guess it seems,
or when you do something that upsets me and I can talk about how much I fucking hate you for doing it.
I mean, maybe that's all that it is it's just, it's Schadenfreude, right? Yeah. It's like, I don't like this. I don't like Call of Duty. And so the newest Call of Duty doesn't sell really well. And so I'm very happy because I'm like, haha, see, you didn't listen to me and now you're fucking failing, Yeah. I don't know. I guess just for me, it's weird because I think that Anthem stands head and shoulders above Fallout 76 and Destiny and a lot of those other ones. Yeah. Like, I legitimately like the game. And so to me, I guess this is one of the first times, like, I didn't care about Destiny, so watching people do Destiny takedowns, I was just like, hey, yeah, right. But like for this one, it's maybe I'm on the other side of it, and it's just a little weird.
And that's why I also personally have a mantra of, doesn't look like it's going to interest me, so I'm not going to play it. And I'm not going to talk about how bad it is because I didn't play it. Now, if I had to play it or watch someone play it and it was fucking terrible, I'll say, hey, it was terrible to watch someone play this game, i.e. Fallout 76. But outside of saying that, like, I'm kind of, outside of us talking about it news-wise, when news actually happens about it,
right?
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I just, like, Anthem isn't doing well. That sucks. Kind of hoped it would, but it also didn't appeal to me, and it did everything that I don't want in my video games, so
sure,
I didn't buy it because that's my prerogative, and I haven't played it, so...
And to be honest,
and that's all, and that's the end of my story on that.
And to be honest, why would you? Because there's so many games out. Yeah. Like, there's so many things that you could be spending your time on outside of a game that you think you're probably not going to end up liking.
Yeah, so I can sit at home and play Ape Out on my Switch.
There you go. Speaking of games that you probably... Oh, no, wait. Before we get to that...
I did play Ape Out on my Switch.
How was Ape Out on your Switch?
It's good.
Okay. Amanda told me that the other day that I was like, "Oh, did you see any of it?" She was like, "No, I just heard a lot of bombastic jazz coming from like John Switch from time to time," and I'm like, "Sounds like Ape Out to me."
She was watching something on. She was watching a movie, and I'm like, "Do you mind if I play this?" And she's like, "Yeah, that's fine. I don't care."
Yep. Anyway, before we move off of EA, we got news that apparently, while EA is having their play event at E3 this year, where you can buy tickets and go play whatever, they are not going to be doing a conference.
Yep.
Which, like, kind of sucks because I like watching the conferences, but then if anybody was going to not do a conference, well, it would be Square that shouldn't do a conference. But besides them, it should be EA because I don't think their last 3 or 4 have been very good, right? Yeah. Like, that when it's not,
so they're not doing like they are doing the live pre-show thing that they do every year, or they're not
having like a conference. They are doing the like play event at E3 where you can buy tickets. It's like the off-site thing that they do,
but they're not doing a stream.
They're not doing no, I don't think that what this basically said is they're not doing like a here's Andrew Wilson to come out and be like, next up, the team that made blah, blah, blah is going to come out and show you.
Yeah, because, I mean,
here's a lady with a lot of stormtroopers.
Because, again, technically last year, their thing wasn't a conference because it wasn't attached to E3. It was a play experience stream that they did before. If I remember correctly, they did it on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Are they not doing that anymore either? Or
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
Well,
I mean, I'm pretty sure
this year's going to be interesting for E3 because it looks like it's just going to be Microsoft.
Motherfuckers, I'm like, Microsoft, the road is open. Have a 3-day stream. It's you and Bethesda is all that's going to be a thing this year because, well, Nintendo will probably still have their Direct, right?
Well, they'll still have their Treehouse and their Direct.
Right. But it's like, guys, you got, oh, no, wait. This is the year, John. This is the year that the PC gaming conference just takes over. Finally, it's the PC.
So if you ask me who should never do another conference, I agree with you. It should be Square.
Right.
They should not do another conference. They're always boring and terrible. And
really bad.
Though there is a little bit of moments of like what the fuckness that they've had that I like the Never Dead thing where or whatever it is where the guy like popped his head off.
Yep.
And it's just like this is weird.
Or having Yoko Taro come out in the Moonhead.
Sometimes they do some weird shit, but it's always boring. It doesn't matter. And then you said EA, and to me, I don't really care. It's fucking PC press conference. What the fuck, guys? You need to work on your shit.
No! I say nay to you because no matter what else has happened last year at the PC Gaming Conference, we got a brief glimpse at the greatest game yet to come out in 2019. Game of the year for 2019. The world's first Shark PG where you get to play as a shark that eats a bunch of people. I don't even remember what the name is. It's Epic Store exclusive now, but can't wait for it. No,
but I'm just saying, like, you know what? I would love if I give anything to the PC press conference was the fact that everything that aired after the PC press conference ended on all the streams was like the most amazing batshit crazy stuff, like the Devolver Digital stuff.
Yeah,
or the one year where they just started playing Kaiju Big Battle.
Yep.
on the stream for some fucking reason. Yep. And I'm just like, I'm down. Let's do this.
Oh wait, I guess Ubisoft is still in there, right? Because Ubisoft hasn't said they're not having one. So
yeah,
we'll get to see. What are we going to get to see? It'll be
probably
a new Assassin's Creed, For Honor. No, For Honor.
I don't think there's going to be a new Assassin's Creed announced.
You don't think so?
No, I think
Splinter Cell. You think it'll be a Splinter Cell finally?
I don't know if there's going to be Splinter Cell because they're weird. I mean, they'll definitely talk about Division 2 and probably the updates for it because it'll just have come out.
Do we do Crew 2?
There'll probably be some stuff for
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. Probably a new Dance Central game.
Maybe Watch Dogs 3, maybe?
Maybe.
Steep 2! Confirmed! Yeah. I am confirming that Steep 2 is a thing, and it will be at this year's E3.
Yeah, they'll probably have, some weird shit. Probably some stuff for, like, Starlink or some update for Starlink.
Maybe. I don't know. Starlink, it feels to me like a one and done. Well, I had the whole second round of Nintendo stuff, but maybe
or maybe it didn't do well and they're just not going to acknowledge it anymore.
Mario Rabbids 2?
Yeah, who knows?
Anyway, So it looks like E3 is getting sparser and sparser this year.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm curious on what's going to happen like with that.
Well, one of the things that we thought might happen was that maybe Sony is going to be getting some new games in their library by purchasing Take-Two. Yeah. That's a spoiler for the end of the story right there.
Yeah. No,
anyway, earlier this week, it was rumored that they were in, quote, advanced board level discussions to acquire Take-Two in a mostly cash deal.
What I love is the article that broke, the article I found about it, which I think is the article you're looking at.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, so we called around and everyone said it's not a real thing. It's not happening.
Yeah.
And also everything we found that said it was confirmed, we found the breadcrumbs of where that news came from. And it all came from the same one website that is...
It came from the same guy who then said that isn't true.
Yeah.
That's what happened at the end of it.
Yeah.
So,
and it's just like, so this thing that would literally be the biggest secret in all of gaming that no one has heard about is apparently almost a done deal, which there's no way it would have gotten to this point without more people knowing about it.
It's not a thing.
There's no way it's a fucking thing.
Yep.
If it did happen, sure, biggest fucking coup in the world.
Absolutely.
That's huge. That would be fucking huge. Not a thing, not happening.
Well, especially because somebody pointed out that the strange thing if Sony was to acquire Take-Two would be that Take-Two is publishing The Outer Worlds that is being made by... Is it Obsidian?
Yeah, Obsidian.
That Microsoft purchased?
Yeah.
So it'd be like a Microsoft-branded studio publishing under a Sony-branded publisher.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's also crazy because, we've already got Microsoft-published games on the PlayStation 4.
Yep.
They may not have been, specifically in Minecraft and also anything made by Ninja Theory.
Yeah.
But,
Well, speaking of Microsoft games being on other platforms, this week we got the stunning, shocking, frightening news that Halo, the Master Chief Collection, is going to be coming out on the PC. Is going to be coming to Steam.
I know that a lot of PC-only people who are fucking psyched for this because none of the Halo games past Halo 1 ever got to PC.
Wasn't one of them available as like a Windows 10 exclusive or 7 exclusive?
That was Halo 1, if I remember correctly.
I think that was a Vista exclusive because that was back when it was XP, and then it was everybody had XP, and then they put out Combat Evolved for Vista, and then but you could hack it because I did. I thought that there was a couple of them that you could actually get to on the other consoles. In any case, it doesn't matter because now you can go to Steam. You'll literally be able to buy the Master Chief Collection, and you'll be able to get all of those, including Halo Reach, which is now going to also be on the Master Chief Collection on the Xbox One. Apparently, it's going to be John and I read that...
I didn't read the specifics of it.
That Reach was going to be, if you have the Game Pass, you get it for free. If you don't have the Game Pass, you will have to buy it, that it's not going to be included. Wasn't ODST kind of similar to, or was that a free?
Well, ODST got given to free to people who bought it for a certain period of time because of all the problems that they were having at the beginning of the launch.
Okay.
They said, okay, all you people who played the game for X amount of time during these dates will get ODST for free.
Okay. And then on the PC, apparently the way this is going to be released is that they're going to be releasing the games on the PC one at a time, and they're going to be doing them in chronological order.
Not chronological release.
Right.
But story chronological order.
Right.
Starting
so first Reach, then 1, 2, 3, ODST, and 4.
Yes.
Cool. I mean, Halo's never totally been my bag, but I'm glad whenever anybody can play a game that they want to.
I think the bigger thing here is that it's fucking on Steam.
Yeah, as opposed to
the Windows online store only.
Which I keep forgetting that I have Windows 10 and I have access to. That technically, I guess I have Game Pass on my computer.
Yeah,
and I should probably try using it from time to time, but I just haven't. But yeah, I mean, this is a good thing. I know that Microsoft has spent a lot of time hoarding Halo as a way to sell consoles. I don't know. I'm glad to see
this
it.
feels like it's one step closer to them repositioning the Xbox less as a console and more as a service.
Yeah.
Basically making Game Pass the thing. And consoles obviously will continue to be a thing, but they're going to be it's again, they're trying to turn it into a service. They want you to get the digital download service. They want you to have Xbox Live and Xbox Game Pass.
Right.
Wouldn't be surprised if at some point in the future, I don't know, this is wild speculation just coming off the cusp of my brain right
coming
this
out
second.
Of Ass's podcast.
E3, they announce they're combining Xbox Live and Xbox Game Pass into one fucking subscription.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next console is also announced to having no disc drive. It's all digital.
Mm-hmm.
And you just pay you buy the console and you pay the subscription. You have the option to buy the games digitally if you want them, but if you have Xbox Live, then you have everything that's available for Xbox Game Pass. And then if you want other digital games that are not part of Game Pass, you can buy those digitally as well.
Yeah.
Again, wild speculation, but that would be the thing.
Listen, we've already had all those reports that have come out. We know that there is a discless Xbox coming.
I'm just saying, but my wild speculation is that they combine Game Pass into Xbox Live as one subscription.
Oh, no. And I think that I was going to say part of what I think can back that up is also all the stuff we've seen about them working on the streaming tech of being able to play Xbox games on like a tablet, streaming through your Wi-Fi and stuff like that. All that would seem to come under a games as service model.
Also, because every game that comes, not every game that has come out, but every game that's come out since Xbox Game Pass has become a thing.
Yeah,
game that's been released or at least as a backwards compatible download has also been on Game Pass, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer to that.
Or at least most of them.
Yeah. I know that Crackdown 2 is now free.
Yeah.
That happened as well.
Yes. Yeah. So it's and that you don't even need Game Pass for that. You don't. Yeah. It's free. Yeah. But yeah. So it's one of those things where that would be the killer thing. Maybe say, hey, we're going to combine these two services. Xbox Live is what
$50 a year, right?
$50 a year. Well, if they say, okay, we're going to have to raise the price, so it's now going to be, I don't know, $70 a year.
Well, isn't the Game Pass is like $11 a month or something?
It's $9.99 a month.
Okay, so it's $10 a month. So that's $120. I would say what, $150, like discounted a little bit. Say $150 for a year worth of Game Pass, and if you buy Game Pass and the Xbox Live at the same time. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see.
But say, let's, yes, but instead of you getting two free games a year or four games every month or whatever as part of Xbox, as part of having the Xbox Live subscription, you just permanent access to all the games in, Game Pass as long as you have an Xbox Live subscription. Now that would change things because with Xbox Live, those free games you get, those are your free games forever, even if you cancel your Xbox Live, which obviously anything you download through Xbox Game Pass is not the case.
Right.
But like that would be a coup, in my opinion.
I think that Game Pass is really an interesting thing if Microsoft, because if the rumors are true and if they are putting out a discless Xbox One and then announcing whatever the next Xbox is. But if they're doing a discless Xbox One that costs less and then Game Pass costs less but it's a subscription service so that it costs less, but like you're locked in, right? Like once you start getting your games on there, you don't want to stop doing Game Pass because then you lose everything that you've got, right? Yeah. Like that's an interesting model. Like
and I'm just saying if you bundle the Xbox Live service into that, so that you're only, because if I have one problem with Game Pass, it's that I'm paying, $60 a year for Xbox Live plus $10 a month for Xbox Live Game Pass.
Yeah.
And if I want to cancel my Xbox Live, I can do that and I can keep Game Pass, but I can't play online with any of those games. So it's kind of one of those things that if I could just bundle them together as one subscription instead of two,
what about $15 a month for Game Pass and Live?
I mean, like that goes right back to it. Yeah, that's totally something I think would be a great thing. Now, if they'll actually do that, I don't know. They probably won't, but I do think that would actually, be an improvement.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, speaking of improving games, no, wait, before we get to that, so one of the things that happened after 343 announced this was that people started sending pizzas to their office based on one Redditor that said, like, the first... if they announced this, like, I'm totally going to buy somebody at 343 a pizza, and then, like, one of the guys at 343 took him up on that, and then people online started sending pizza after pizza after pizza after pizza to the 343 studios to the point where they went online and said, please stop sending us pizzas. We have too many pizzas.
There is no such thing. There probably is such thing.
There's probably such a thing as too many. I mean, the last thing you want to do is have to throw away a lot of pizza because you couldn't eat it in time. That's just like it's a Shakespearean tragedy, man. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, speaking of making things better than they used to be, Fallout 76 is getting a new update called the Wild Appalachia update that's got a bunch of improvements. Photo mode.
So they say.
Yeah, Lanuka stills, different, like, bigger backpacks, some new survival modes.
Didn't the game already have a photo mode?
I think it's got an expanded photo mode.
Okay.
There's a new vendor that you could buy stuff from, and
a new survival mode.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, all this is fine and everything. I'm still not interested in, like, this isn't what would bring me back to play Fallout 76.
Yeah.
I don't know. What would make you excited to go play Fallout 76? Like, what would be the equivalent of, like, you know how No Man's Sky's updates every so often, one of those come out and you're like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. I should probably go check out No Man's Sky and see if it's any good now.
Here's the thing, and I think that for me personally, there's nothing they could do to make me want to play this game.
Really?
When they announced open world online multiplayer Fallout, I said I was out. Like, I just went, well, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm out. Have fun. Like, literally, that was my reaction. I'm out, and and you guys have fun with whatever you're doing. If people like it, that's great. I want people to enjoy the games that they buy, so I'm hoping that they improve it so that the people that do want to play this type of game are able to play the game that they thought that they were buying.
Right.
But I have no interest in this.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a whole part in the trailer where they're talking about, like, ooh, there's new stuff for your camp, and then, like, you can make a still and have a party with all your friends. And I'm like, that's not what I want to do in a video game. Like, I don't want to have a virtual party with my friends in my Fallout Wasteland hovel that I've put together over the course of several hours. And I'm with you. I'm sure that there are some people out there who totally want to do that. I don't. I do not want to do that.
Yeah.
So
I've always said multiplayer Fallout is a bad idea.
I mean, like, I guess if they added in, like, some single player style combat, like, content, if they had more, like, human enemies or something like that, that might be interesting. But then I have to start asking myself, would the people that actually play this game suddenly, would they bulk get a sudden change, right? Would a sudden change like that put them off of this game if they kind of like this just interacting with other people thing?
Yeah.
But then again, you know what? I never understood why people liked Rust or what was the Arma one, the big one?
H1Z1?
No. The zombies, and then you parachute in on the map and you're trying to survive, but there's zombies there as well.
H1Z1.
No, it's not that. It's like that. It's not it sort of is a battle royale game, but also it's like you have to. No, I don't remember what it. God damn it, me. It's been around forever. People will catch you when you're early on in the game and handcuff you and then take all your clothes off and then make fun of you and take screenshots of you.
I thought that was H1Z1.
I thought H1Z1 was like the bad spinoff of whatever it is that I'm talking about.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
I forget. What the hell? Jason and I played it back in the olden days on Spill. Anyway, those sorts of games where you could, like, find people online and be really fucking mean to them. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I don't want to play a game where you just find people and you're really fucking mean to them.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested. But it doesn't seem like Fallout 76 gives you enough tools to be really mean to other people. So it's kind of like, well, what? Anyway, I don't know. So, hey, you know what? Maybe you got.
But then people who want to be mean to other people just go out of their way to create these inescapable death mazes and then trick people into following them into the death maze, and then they watch from their perch as the person tries to get out of the death maze. And it's a real thing that happened, by the way, in Fallout.
That's the real Fallout, not even in the
Fallout 76. It's a real thing that someone did. Someone built a inescapable. That once you enter it, it's inescapable. It's a death maze. There is actually another exit that you can get out of.
Yeah.
And he would trick people by making them follow him.
Yeah.
Or, just kind of convincing them to follow. And then he had a shortcut that only he knew about, where he could get up on top of it and look down and watch the person try to get out and then die.
Hey, that doesn't sound like a game I want to play.
It turned into a thing a lot of people liked for a while there, though. That this guy actually spent this time doing this.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you enter into it voluntarily, make within the Ninja Warrior
people started
runs.
doing that.
Right.
People eventually started actually doing it voluntarily.
Well, speaking of games that I do want to play, Devil May Cry 5 is getting an update.
Yeah.
So Bloody Palace, which was a survival thing for the Devil May Cry games, was not in Devil May Cry 5, and it is coming to Devil May Cry 5.
Free update.
Free update, April 1st. It is not a joke.
Yeah, they were very clear to be like, this is not a joke, for the love of God.
Yep. So, yeah, if you're into Devil May Cry 5 and you want more Devil May Cry 5...
The only thing I have to ask for them to hopefully update is add more features to the camera mode, for fuck's sake.
John,
just give me a tilt function. I just want a goddamn tilt function.
You and your goddamn camera modes, man.
I've taken so many pictures. I even got liked by the official Devil May Cry 5 Instagram. It was great.
Yeah, you're one of those guys now. You're one of those you have to upgrade your PC so you can install a bunch of mods and take some nice Skyrim shots.
Oh no, I'm never going that far.
Beautiful.
But I'm just like fucking just put a tilt function. I just want to tilt the camera.
John wants his Dutch angles, motherfuckers.
Yes.
So that's the good news for Devil May Cry 5. You are getting the Bloody Palace. Bad news, or quote unquote bad news, I guess. There's a new thing. You can't see some butt in Devil May Cry 5 if you're on an American PS4 because of quote unquote censorship. Because
no, you can't see it on any region except.
No. This is for there's two butts. There's two lady butts in the game.
Oh, okay.
One of them has a lens flare in front of it on every platform. One of them now has a lens flare on it only on the United States version of the PlayStation. I thought it was
also on the Japanese PlayStation as well.
Japanese version, Xbox One version, and the PC version all have 0.5 seconds of butt crack in them.
All right, whatever.
The American PlayStation 4 version has a big lens flare that covers up that butt crack. People are mad about this.
Of course.
Because they want to see 0.5 seconds of butt crack, even though the internet is literally built out of butt crack. Like, you could see as many asses. All you got to do is type the word ass.
And they don't even have to be, digital. It'd be a real ass.
Yeah, you'd be like a real person's ass. Dudes, ladies, dogs, I mean, whatever you're into, right?
Cats.
Cats, yep. Bird, I'm sure
you can see tons of Cat Star out there.
Yep. I'm just imagining a fight breaking out. Cat Star! Anyway, this is a thing. John and I were talking about this. I'm with John here where I personally think that this is a bug where it's supposed to be censored across all regions because the other butt in the game, the other lady butt that is in the game, is censored across all regions. And then just the US version of this other butt crack. And I mean, we're talking one character is carrying a naked lady in his arms, and we're seeing from the side the briefest of crack. It's not like this was a Senran Kagura game that was zooming right up into somebody's asshole, and then there was just a big lens flare across the screen. This is one where, again, I just don't get it, where I'm there doesn't seem to be enough butt crack here to warrant some of the rage that I have seen. But in any case, I guess if you want to see uncensored butt crack, get the PC. I mean, but that's just for everything, right? Yeah. If you want to see uncensored butt crack.
I mean, I'm sure there's people who've released mods where those characters are nude all the time now.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. Or I'm sure that somebody's got those character models and they're just making them do porno, and you can look at it on a website somewhere.
Go to Pornhub.
I mean,
go to
for fuck's sake,
whatever.
I've seen Overwatch. There's so much Overwatch porn out there.
Yeah.
There's so much BioShock Infinite porn.
Which is weird. Their father and daughter. Stop that.
There's a lot of Harley Quinn and then the Mass Effect ladies getting it on. There's a lot of video game porno out there.
So you're telling me you went looking?
I did go looking. Hell yeah, I went looking. I got to keep up with the news. That's news, man. Yeah. That's news. Anyway, speaking of news, Gearbox is teasing. What could it be? It's Borderlands 3. It's at PAX East. They're going to announce Borderlands 3.
Maybe.
It's Borderlands 3, John.
I mean, I've looked at the photo. Yeah. I've studied it. It's a billboard. It says, March 28th, Boston, MA, which, obviously means Boston, Massachusetts. Obviously, the billboard in a desert setting invokes a Borderlands feel. The exit is number 3, which would make you think that it is Borderlands 3 in a sense, but it could also be Borderlands 2 being remastered and released on a third platform for this generation, such as the Switch.
That is possible. I don't think Gearbox would want to do that. I think Gearbox is this close to getting their headquarters burned down.
Can I also admit one other thing?
What's that?
It's Borderlands 3.
I'm
just fucking being a shit.
It's totally Borderlands 3.
Fucking Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
And if it's not Borderlands 3, there's going to be a fucking riot.
Yep. They're just going to drag Randy Pitchford off that
stage. I don't even know where the riot's going to happen. Just somewhere in the world, there's going to be a fucking riot.
People in the street.
Well, their table's going to get flipped, and shit's going to go down.
Let me ask, are you excited for Borderlands 3?
I'm interested in playing it.
Okay. I think I'm kind of I was never really super duper on the Borderlands train, and now I'm just I feel like I'm worn out. Like, Gearbox has worn me the fuck out with Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel and the VR and
God, the VR was such a bad idea.
I don't know. Just there's so many things that they've done. I'm worn out with Gearbox. They've worn me out. So
yeah, I mean, I don't hate Borderlands. I like the franchise. I like playing it with. I played it with my friends, but I also like playing it solo. I've played all of them. I've beaten all of them. I've enjoyed all of them.
I guess I've gone back to play Borderlands 2, and the beginning of that game is so slow and it's so long that I have a hard time getting out of it.
Oh, even the first one's like that. Yeah. Like, the first one is just, it takes so long to get to a point where you're feel like stuff where you're doing the stuff that you want. Yeah. So that when all you remember is the stuff from that point on, right, of doing all the cool kick-ass shit, and then you remember, and then you go back to try to play it from the beginning again, and then you're like, oh, right.
It takes like 3 hours to get to that point.
Yeah, and it's just like, So hopefully they fix that.
Yeah, hopefully so. Also, something else. They teased something else.
Yeah.
What that is unclear. It's a robot on a table through a door.
The interesting thing here is that, it may not actually be a Gearbox developed game. It could be just a Gearbox published game, because they are now a publisher.
Yep.
So it could be anything.
This kind of looks very it was a little Fallout-y to me, a little bit. I mean, the robot is kind of retro-looking, and, these kind of panels in the back are kind of like 1950s-looking switches and knobs and stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see. Again, you know what? I say all this shit, but they could show me a trailer for Borderlands 3 that looks really cool, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's why I'm excited. I'm totally in.
Yeah, no, I'm totally on board. I think it'll be interesting. I'm excited to see what they announce. At this point, I think they have to announce Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
Especially with that the billboard promo, because that's shitty at this point, because they know that's what everyone wants.
Yep.
And if it's just another fucking port of a Borderlands game of any kind onto a new fucking console, or onto mobile phones, or on the Switch, or
Battle Royale game.
Yeah, Borderlands Battle Royale, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. I think that's going to piss people off.
I think so too. You know what else pisses people off, John? Cocaine. Cocaine makes people mad. Specifically, it makes Sega mad when one of the voice actors from Judgment got busted for cocaine.
Known as Judge Eyes in Japan.
Yes. This is the Yakuza spinoff that both John and I cannot wait to play.
And now I'm worried that I may never get to play it. Here's to hoping.
Yeah, because after this happened, one of the voice actors was popped for, he was a J-pop guy, I believe, got popped for doing cocaine, and they immediately pulled, this is interesting to see what another culture does. I feel like if somebody who did voice acting for an American thing, if Nolan North got arrested for cocaine possession, then we wouldn't be like pulling Uncharted off the shelves, but they pulled Judgment off the shelves.
So it wasn't a K-pop actor. It's literally, in the picture you're looking at, that's the guy.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking of Yakuza 4?
Oh,
Yakuza 4 actually had
no.
a...
This guy, Pierre Taki, a member of the Japanese synth pop group known as Denki Groove Band.
Oh, okay.
So, but that is true that in Yakuza 4, they did re-record one of the lines after that.
And they genericized his face so he didn't look as much like the actor.
Yeah. So the game was immediately pulled off of the digital store and store shelves in Japan.
Yes.
There's still a question as to whether or not we are going to be getting it, but they haven't said no, so we're probably going to be getting it.
Sega of America was contacted, their response was, we have no comment on this at this time.
Yeah.
So we might be getting it in June?
I mean, the thing is that if the game is obviously done in Japan, right?
Yes.
So
it was released
if what we're talking about, like, obviously, there's going to be an English dub, right, on the English side of it. So that doesn't need to be changed. It would just be you're going to have to go back in and redub one character's voice lines.
But do they also, because it's his likeness?
That's an interesting question. I do not know. That would be. But I think that between March, April, May, June, in 3 months, you could probably crash out both voice acting and motion capture into. I don't know. It depends on the tools and how difficult it is to do, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird story.
I mean, it is a weird thing. I also think it's interesting because it brings up another discussion that has been brought up, which is the fact that in Japan, there have been multiple people in Japan, both in manga and anime and actors, voice actors, animation, that have been arrested for child pornography. None of them got this treatment.
Oh, interesting.
And all of them were like, well, yeah, but, and that's bad, and that's why they're going to jail, but you can still enjoy the... And then it's like, whoa, we don't want him to his drug influence to influence other people because, and it's just like, and again, it's a different in culture. It's a difference in culture.
Yep.
But it is bringing up that question not only in Japan but here in the States. That's like, why do they allow child pornography and pedophiles essentially to continue to have their careers intact, but if someone is found with an ounce of cocaine that may not have actually done it, though he probably did it, but
it's a huge
it's like wipe him from the earth.
Yeah,
and it's just like it's a thing that I'm not like. If it was unanimous across the board, I'd be like, well, it's Japan,
right?
But
if they were just very sensitive to all crime.
Yeah. But it's just it also seems like the punishment for some things is more severe, even though it's not as bad as other things that don't get as career-wise punished as well. So it's just kind of one of those things where it's just like, what do you it's an interesting discussion that I don't have any answers to, and I have no effect on because I'm not in Japan and I'm not Japanese,
and you don't affect the publishing status of Judgment here at Judge Eyes in the West. So
I mean, trust me, if I did have any effect on the release of Judgment here in the West, I would be doing everything I could to get that shit released.
Yeah,
because I want to play that game, motherfuckers.
Well, speaking of games that everybody wants to play, was it last year that we got the Spyro HD trilogy? Was this year? Was it this year?
It was
late last year?
Late 2018?
I don't remember. In any case, it was a very charming re-release. All three of the Spyro games came out, and they were great. The one thing that they were missing was, weirdly, subtitles. Which
I remember that,
a lot of the hints to the games came through the dragons, and they needed subtitles. I was like, you need some subtitles. Well, guess what? They got subtitles now. There's a patch. They got subtitles. Bing, bang, boom.
Oh, good for them.
Good on you, Toys for Bob, which is the guys who did this. So, quick one there. A quick one. John, I don't know if you know this, but Artifact, the Dota card game, is failing pretty spectacularly.
I had a theory.
And Richard Garfield, one of the main designers, he's the guy that made Magic the Gathering, Netrunner, BattleTech, and a bunch of other games, has left Valve, even though he's going to be still available for consultation, right? Like, it was not he was fired. It was just like, I think that he's just like, you guys don't need me here. I'm leaving. Like, if this was doing well, there would be work for me to do. But at this point, you guys need to make this more popular, or just like, I need to get out of here. Yeah. He's apparently still going to be available for consultation and questions and stuff like that. But apparently you can buy all the cards in Artifact for like less than $60 at this point. Nobody cares. Interesting, considering that, like, you know, like, as far as I can tell, the Elder Scrolls card game is way more popular than this. I mean, we played Artifact and it seemed okay. I mean, it wasn't my cup of tea, but then I'm not really a big fan of card games.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest problems with it was just the fact that it cost $20 up front. And then there were additional transactions that you could buy into. Whereas it seems to me to be the sort of thing that you should probably get for free and then have microtransactions take care of. But in any case, seems like Artifact is going down in flames. So,
not surprising.
Speaking of flames, the flames of Dark Souls might be being applied to Battle Royale games. In a recent interview, Hidetaka Miyazaki said that he might be interested in making a Battle Royale game.
Oh.
Which, I guess, I mean, hey, you know what? I said I didn't want him to just make Dark Souls games forever. And if he wants
Bloodborne Royale,
if he wants to make a Battle Royale game, I actually think that could be interesting. If it would be like maybe one of the first Melee Battle Royale games. If it was like Dark Souls or Bloodborne or Sekiro or whatever style, like that real in-depth person-to-person combat, but picking up equipment in the field, maybe having some kind of level up mechanic, you know, where if you kill somebody you can level up a little bit or something like that. It would be interesting, I think, to see that, because there was actually a game that was going to be doing a battle royale but with the Souls style interface. I'm like, oh, you know what? I mean, maybe not necessarily Dark Souls Royale, but like, I don't want Hidetaka Miyazaki to go down the Kojima road and just end up making Dark Souls until he gets fucking sick of it and burns From Software to the ground when he leaves, right? So, dude, if you want to make yourself Battle Royale, I will check it out. Also, you guys know that fucking Sekiro comes out in like from the time of this podcast, like 5 days. T-minus 5 days until Sekiro. 4 days if you're listening to this on Monday, like a lot of people do. And we got a launch trailer for that, which looks, I mean, everybody's going to, like, hey, John, big shock. I like the Sekiro trailer that came out. What do you, somebody who's seen a lot of Souls games but hasn't necessarily played like a shitload of them? Yeah?
Yeah, it looks interesting. Like, I'm interested in possibly playing it. I mean, it's not one of those games that I'm like super hyped for.
Yeah.
But I look forward to playing it at some point. I may not play it like right away when it first comes out, but I'm sure I'll play it at some point.
I think it's interesting how the change, like, okay, so to me, like, Dark Souls bosses started to kind of run together a little bit by the third one.
Yeah.
And I think that it's interesting because, like, Bloodborne really breathed a lot of new life into, like, what the character and the world of a Miyazaki game, right?
Yeah.
And this one definitely seems to be the same. Like, this trailer does not look like in a lot of ways it looks like a Souls trailer just because of the aesthetic that From Software has, but like the combat system looks a lot more
even
like
the traversal system.
Yeah, it looks a lot more like Devil May Cry than it does like Souls.
Yeah.
Right? Like a lot less ponderously slow and a lot more just like, ooh yeah, boom 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 boom, you know, kind of more like Bloodborne, I guess, than Souls. But yeah, can't wait. 5 days. Gonna get it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Stream it, play it, eventually do something else. I don't know. Rage 2 got a new trailer. This is one of the better trailers.
Yeah, it's a better trailer. It's also a weird trailer.
The Wasteland Superhero trailer. It's basically just a montage that makes Rage 2 look more like Bulletstorm than I ever thought possible.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. Like, just tons of weird, gory kills. I'm real excited. For Rage 2. I don't think I was in the beginning, and now I'm very excited. I don't know. You've got a skeptical look on your face.
No,
John.
I mean, I actually am excited for this. Like, I've been excited. I love the stuff with the weapons.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more interested in like how those all work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's, you know,
okay,
interesting.
I don't know. I'm hoping that it's good. So far, it hasn't let me down with any of their games outside of Quake, but that wasn't a game for me. So
yeah,
Doom and Wolfenstein both did really well, and I liked them. And this makes Rage look better to me than it has at any point before. So
yeah,
I don't know. Speaking of games that look better than they used to, or maybe not, Battlefield 5 got a trailer for the Firestorm, the Battle Royale version.
Yeah, that was an interesting trailer.
Yeah, kind of a cool trailer. It seems goofier than I would think.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole part of them stealing a tractor, of driving a tractor around.
Yeah.
There's a helicopter. I don't think there were helicopters in World War II.
Well, I mean, this also seems like they're kind of not
They're fudging it a little bit.
fudging a little bit.
You mean the fact that the guy accidentally goes inside the giant flame wall and doesn't die? Yeah, I don't know. It's, it looks like kind of interesting.
I kind of like the fact that they're trying to make the so in battle royale games they have the impenetrable wall of death that closes in on you,
right?
And this is kind of feels like the first time that someone has actually tried to make it a realistic thing.
Like less of just an arbitrary shrinking circle.
Yeah, this time it's a fire that's raging, and a raging inferno that's just coming inland from all sides. And it in this trailer, because again, it's not a gameplay trailer; it's very much a cinematic trailer. But in the trailer, it's actually like destroying buildings, and I'm kind of interested in that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting. I think it's still. I forget from time to time that it's weird that Battlefield 5 didn't have this when it launched.
Yeah.
Like, it really seemed to be the sort of thing where they should have launched with, because I think that the operations didn't even launch until this month, right?
No, they didn't launch till later.
That they should have kind of put all that together.
Yeah, but even going back to something you said, you're like, oh, the guy outside of the outside of the zone or whatever, of the shrinking thing. Well, in most battle royale games, that is a thing that can happen.
Yes,
it's just it depletes your health over time.
Yes,
so I mean that's not even. Again, it even makes sense in that sense because the fire is eating up all the oxygen that's around you, and so you're like there's real world ideas.
Yeah,
real world scenarios that are put in there for the ideas behind a lot of these things, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see how it actually plays out. I'm never going to play it because I don't play battle royale games and also don't fucking play Battlefield. But
it's like a double whammy.
Yeah. But I'm interested. Like, it's interesting to me.
Yeah. Well, if you're not interested in battle royale games, but you still want to play something in World War II, maybe you want to play Sniper Elite V2 Remastered. That's also coming out. We got a trailer for that. Looks like Sniper Elite V2.
Yeah. It's going to be in 4K with HDR support.
Yeah.
It's time to return to Berlin and shoot some people in the butt.
Shoot Hitler.
In the testicle.
The testicle.
Oh, yeah, testicle.
I mean, this is just a remaster. It seems like this is just the PC release of...
But you're getting all the DLC.
You're getting the 4K support. So, you know what? If you've never played Sniper Elite V2, it's a fun-ass game. I mean, I played it all the way to the end. It is a fun motherfucking game. It's a sneaky game, and then you get the whole... getting to watch bullets go through people's fucking eyeballs, and that's always fun.
Yeah.
So, also, John... There's a frame-by-frame photo mode.
There is. There's also new playable characters, too.
Pick the exact moment that the bullet goes into Hitler's testicle, and then you can tweet at the official. They're going to be like, stop it! We've seen his testicle explode so many times.
Yeah. That probably would happen if I played the game.
A few quick things, and then we're going to take a break.
I do love me some photo modes.
Left 4 Dead 2, the Turtle Rock is back with a new game that they just announced.
Yeah. It's from WB Games. It's being published by WB Games.
Mm-hmm. Called Back 4 Blood.
Back 4 Blood.
Which is not Left 4 Dead. But it is a zombie thing, and is being made by them, and hopefully they can atone a little bit for the...
Yeah. And they said that when asked by why why it's not called Left 4 Dead, they did state something along the lines, I think in an interview, where it's like, well, there's differences between it and Left 4 Dead,
yes,
even though they're both zombies.
Yes.
Which, that's cool, whatever. But I actually kind of like, even if this was published by Valve, because wasn't Left 4 Dead published by Valve?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's obviously why it's not called Left 4 Dead.
Yes.
Is because this is their own IP separate from Valve.
Valve's not just going to let them use the IP that they created.
But even if it was like an actual legit sequel, I would still love it to be called, Back 4 Blood.
Yeah.
Because I think that's hilarious that, they're still using the same naming scheme, but
just different stuff.
Just changing it up a little bit. Also, when I heard the title before I heard that it was going to be zombies, I was like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if it was like vampires?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I can see
like
that too.
It's you fighting vampires and shit. But it's not. It's zombies. So
I just hope that Turtle Rock gets left alone and they can make the game they want to make, because Evolve ended up being just such a catastrophe that, I hope they get to make the game they want. I hope that it actually works well.
Yeah.
I mean, for fuck's sake, I know so many people who want a new Left 4 Dead game that, like, even if it was just like, here's the devs making something that's kind of Left 4 Dead because Valve refuses to do anything that people want them to do and instead wants to make this card game that sucks. Let's see. As far as games that don't suck go, John and I's favorite new thing that we learned about at E3, Control, got an approximate release date of this summer.
Yes,
so
I'm actually kind of, they haven't said the date, but it's summer of this year. Mm-hmm. Pretty excited about that. Game Informer's had a lot of, like, it's their cover story, so each week they've been releasing, like, new information and behind-the-scenes features and stuff like that on their website, which I've been loving all of it and really look forward to this game.
Yep, me too. Cannot wait to play it. I figure once we get on with Sekiro, maybe that won't have to go into a Patreon list of full playthroughs, because I think it looks great. Like, it looks great. I like what's its thing, the writer guy that does
Sam Lake.
Sam Lake. Yeah, I like that stuff. I don't know. And last but not least, both of us went into the wrong industry, because Ninja apparently got paid $1 million to promote Apex Legends when it came out.
Yeah, man. When you are so popular on Twitch, on whatever platform you are,
I'm pretty popular on Twitch. I'm just saying that.
You are maybe, like, known by 12 people.
I got my first Twitch partnership check for $100.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. You're like.
It only took like 3 months to get $100, because they won't send it to you until you hit $100.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure Ninja sneezes and gets $100.
Yes.
And that's like he's not even streaming at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah. So here's the thing. I know there's some people like, fuck that guy, or fuck was it EA for paying him that much money or whatever.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. If they're willing to pay it, more power to the dude. Like, I have no, like, now there is an argument, should EA do that, whatever, but if that dude can get that money, if someone came to us and said, we'll pay you $1 million to play Apex Legends, nothing but Apex Legends on your website for a full week or more.
Fuck, dude, I play Apex Legends for the rest of the year for $1 million.
Exactly.
Yeah, I will do whatever you want for $1 million, motherfucker.
No,
I'll suck your dick. Like,
well, I won't go that far, but
I will. Call me with your $1 million. Let's talk.
Yeah, but that's my point, though. It's just like
10 minutes of work, and I never have to work again.
But that's my point, is that if I was in that same position, I don't care how popular I am or not popular I am. If someone says, I'm going to give you $1 million to stream, fuck yeah, I'm going to do it. I'll be upfront with patrons and viewers, and be like, hey, I'm being paid a shit ton of money to play this game.
You pay me $1 million, and I will play all the way through Aliens, Colonial Marines, and say how good it is for every second the entire time. I will lie for $1 million, because once I've got the $1 million, then I don't have to do anything ever again, and I can just have the happiest internet website in the world. It's like, hey, I got $1 million. I don't have to kowtow out anybody. I can just be like, hey, here we go. And I guess not that I kowtow to a lot of people now.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out, maybe my life is better than I think it is, John. You know what? Let's take a break. I got to do some hard thinking about life, but then we're going to come back and answer some questions about life. So stick around. Time for questions, John.
I'm ready.
John, we're questions.
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
You ready for questions?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Yes.
Okay. All right.
No.
You
Yes.
gotta tell me if you're not ready for questions.
Oh, I'm ready.
mail@rageselect.com is the email address. And our first question this week, whenever I look away from John, he says no. The first question this week comes in from Evan. Evan says, hello, Jeff and John. I have a somewhat heavy question. And I think that this applies actually to both of us after reading this question. Jeff, you've mentioned that when you were younger, you were a very angry person. I'm currently struggling with much the same problem. Seems no matter how hard I try to look on the bright side, I always wind up getting upset over the world and the horrible people and things that happen all the time. Someone throws their garbage on the ground in front of me and it sends me into an angry tizzy for the rest of the day. So my question is, how did you overcome this in your own life? Was it just age mellowing you out, drugs and drinking, whatever it is? I would love to hear it. Thanks. Thank you for all the wonderful content you put out. I make no exaggeration when I say it's usually the best part of my day. Oh, hey, cool, thanks. That's from your loyal patron, Evan.
I don't think I'm a good person for this question.
No? I thought you were...
I was never an angry person in my youth.
Oh, okay. I thought I remember you saying that you used to be a little bit more of...
I was a little bit more, like, stressed.
Oh, okay.
Like, I stressed myself out, but I mean, you know, as far as, like, anger and stuff like that, I generally... There's no anger.
Okay.
Like, anger wasn't my thing. My thing was totally just stress and being, like, super stressed about everything and then just realizing, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, Evan, so this is a complicated question. I'll tell you a little bit about me personally is that first off, when I turned 30, I did get a lot less angry. Like, just it was like a switch got flipped in my brain. And I think that a lot of it was just because I feel like when you're in your 20s, there's such a pressure to be like living life and doing things and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I see this kind of this meme of like, you know, when you're in your 20s, you're out there banging every night. And when you're in your 30s, you're just like, fuck, man, I want to eat some popcorn and watch some fucking Netflix. Like, I want to go out. Going out, that's for babies. So some of it was just like that thing started. Also, I feel like by the time you hit your 30s, a lot of times your friend group has started to settle down and stop banging. Yeah. Like a lot of people are either getting married or they're with people and they're more about sticking around inside. So there's less of this like, go, go, go. We got to go. We got to party. We got to do this thing. So I think that some of that was into it. I'll tell you also that there was a lot of me, and this is a problem that I've been wrestling with a little bit recently, which is that I just kind of started shutting myself down a little bit, like just trying to stop. You know, everybody always says like, oh, you know, you take stuff too seriously. You're too reactionary. You got to like stop caring so much about stuff. And I kind of did stop caring so much about stuff. This gets a little personal because when I was in the relationship that I was in, I then found myself in a really difficult place because my emotions were so subsumed that I found myself, it was difficult for me to express the positive emotions, right? Is that when you suppress your emotions, it's not, you don't get to pick and choose. You don't just pick like, I just want to get rid of the anger. You'd say, I'm going to calm down about all this stuff, but I'm going to calm down about all this stuff. And a lot of it was that I kind of gave up certain things. And it's like difficult where you know, there's like a lot of societal pressure to like say be married, right?
Yeah.
Or be with somebody. And I found that I was like, well, I'm fairly happy by myself. I mean, I'm not like ecstatic, but I'm contented when I'm by myself. So I'm just going to stop, and I'm going to stop putting the pressures on myself to do that stuff. And then of course, when I needed those positive emotions, the things about really caring about people and really like making an emotional connection, it was a lot harder for me to do that. And then in a lot of ways, striving to kind of try to unlock a lot of those emotions that I had when I was in that relationship have left me in a place where I was kind of starting to get back to where I was feeling things more. And then I broke up, and now I'm very sad. I don't talk about it much in the podcast, but I've been very upset and depressed over the last few months because the kind of enormity of when you're with somebody for a long time, then you go back to being alone. Like it's a big change. It's a big change, right? Like you used to being with another person, and now I'm by myself, and it's kind of bleak sometimes. But here's some things that I can tell you that maybe won't lead you to that exact thing, but that could maybe help. One thing is I would highly recommend, I mean, you don't have to do it completely, but like, boy, howdy. I mean, maybe make Saturday or like a day when you have a day off from work. I don't know what your work schedule is, Evan, but maybe like one day a week, a no social media day. Like I'm not going to go to Facebook. I'm not going to go to Twitter. I'm not going to go on YouTube. I'm just going to like read a book, watch a movie, do a thing, because I feel like a lot of things these days are designed to make you upset because that's how you're going to click the angry face on Facebook, which Facebook wants you to do. So, and there's just like, you know, it used to be that there weren't so many things, you didn't have access to so much information to get mad about the live long day, every single day. So I think part of it is disconnecting from the outrage machine. And that's not to say that, like, all news is blah, blah, blah. But I personally wonder whether or not we as humans are developed to the point of being able to handle this amount of information on a consistent basis, and whether we're not just like overloading ourselves with basically the highest highs and the lowest lows on a literally hour by hour basis of every day, of like, this is the best, this is the worst, this is the best, this is the worst. And so I think that part of it is getting away from that a little bit and just kind of centering yourself and kind of who you are. And it sounds very like crystals and meditation, but I think it's also worth remembering, like, or worth keeping yourself away from situations that are going to make you upset, right? Like, order a pizza and watch all the Marvel movies on Amazon, maybe invite some friends over, put yourself in a place where that you're not going to be getting riled up. And then I mean, this is advice that I should personally be taking, but if you have a lot of problems with rage, and if you have any amount of health insurance, I would highly recommend going to go see a mental health professional. Like, that's not something that I think that there's still like a weird stigma, even after all these years, especially with men, about admitting that you need help. But like, one of the things that you can do is, if you go to see a mental health professional, they can help you to develop strategies, like to develop reflexes in your mind, that when you start to get angry, you have another voice that says, okay, now hold on for a second. Let's look at this. Do we want to be as upset about this, or like that sort of thing? Yeah. Also, exercise, man, like doing stressful stuff until you're exhausted. Like,
I mean, the only thing I could really add to that, and like I said, I may not be the right person to be speaking on this, because like I said, when I was younger, my issue wasn't anger, mine was stress related, because I mean, and I've always kind of had a philosophy of, if it's out of my control, I don't really think about it all that much. Outside of, like, is it something that affected me directly? Yes. Is it something that made me mad? Yeah. But can I do anything about it? If yes, then I work to do something about it. If the answer is no, that there's absolutely, like, I'm going to go on a talk about a recent thing. I had a bunch of packages ripped off from my house the other day. I'm pissed off about it.
Yeah.
But I can't do anything about it. Or what I could do about it is I called Amazon and said, hey, this item says it was delivered. You even sent me a picture of my packages in front of my door.
They're not there.
They're not there.
Yeah.
And they're resending them. And I've got one of them, and I've still got one more coming at some point in the future. But, that's the most I could do. I notified my apartment complex, and I moved on. Like, I can't do anything else about it. Fine. Let's move on to something I can do something about.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the stuff that and that's just, but I also feel like, in addition to that, and I know that's hard to do, like, because I know some people, like, shit will it'll eat at them. Even if it's something they have no control over, it'll just eat at them.
Yep.
And, and saying, well, just don't worry about it. If you can't do anything about it, then don't worry about it. That's kind of a half-assed thing to say. I'm just saying that's the way I am personally, for better or for worse. Because I do feel like maybe there are sometimes that I'm a little too don't think about it, even though I probably should. But another thing is surround yourself at times, or at least once a week, or every now and then, with friends and family. And what I mean by that, I don't mean like go talk to this go hang out with this friend that every time you talk to him makes you pissed off. You're pissed off about something by the end of hanging out with that friend. No, hang out with the friends that you generally have fun hanging out with, or family members that you generally enjoy hanging out with, and just do something. Go see a movie, go to an amusement park, go just fucking have a picnic somewhere, go sit at the bar drinking and talking, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And make sure it's people that they don't have. It's not, and I'm not saying go get those negative people out of your life or anything like that. And I'm not even saying like get people who only think the way you do and agree with everything you say. I'm saying just get people who you enjoy being around. I have friends that I do disagree with on a lot of topics, but I enjoy hanging around them when we're not talking about those topics.
Oh, I know. No, just kidding.
And so it's one of those things where if I can go to a situation like, hey man, let's go hang out and do stuff, we just avoid those topics that we disagree on.
Sure.
Especially if they're not super important topics that either of us want to talk about right now.
Yeah.
So, but it is good because, I mean, I've even had those moments where I kind of go into a depression because I'm upset about something and kind of shut myself away from the world and don't see friends for weeks at a time. It's not healthy. It's not good.
No, it's and in fact, it's like
I mean, it's okay if you're doing it like for like a day, a couple days, or whatnot. But at least once a week or once every couple of weeks, at least try to do something with friends that you enjoy hanging around with, and do something. Have a game night. Get together, play a tabletop RPG,
record a podcast.
Just do something, that you enjoy doing with those people that kind of just alleviates all of that.
What's also worth pointing out, and I think that this goes for more than just anger, it goes to a lot of the things that plague people, is that there are a lot of maladies in your brain that can be solved by literally having other people around.
Yeah.
Like the whole time that I was in a relationship, I was so much less concerned about YouTube comments. I didn't care about YouTube comments. Like I cared about having dinner with my girlfriend, right? Like there's a lot of times where if you're by yourself, you can kind of get whipped up into a whirlwind where you're just sitting there reinforcing the emotions that you have. And a lot of times you can either bleed that stuff off by venting to somebody else, or you could just, you could say to somebody, hey man, like the other day, blah, blah, blah happened. What do you think about that? And they're like, and you're like, yeah, it was kind of right? Whereas if you're by yourself, you're just like, yell into the void. So, Evan, I gotta say, I mean, it's hard. Like, some of it I feel like happens with age. I don't know nowadays though. I mean, like, I still get mad at stuff on the internet. I've been trying recently to focus on the good, because there's so much out there that is, why should I think I mean, I know that on this podcast we talk about it every week because we do news, but like, I had fun when I played Anthem. Like when Anthem was going to come out, and I was just like, I don't know about this game. Kind of looks shitty. And then I started playing. I was like, I am having fun with this. And afterwards, or the stuff that we talked about before, The Last Jedi, where I'm like, look, guys, I know that a lot of people didn't like it. I know that you didn't like it. I'm not you specifically, but like there are people out there listening to this who didn't like it, right?
Yeah, I actually liked it,
but I liked it. And at the end of the day, it was just like, okay, that's fine. Like, and if you didn't like it, that's also fine. But I'm not going to like dwell on how much you didn't like a thing. I'm just going to be like, let's just move on with our individual lives. I'm going to play more Hitman 2. I enjoy doing that. Yeah. I'm gonna get ready for Sekiro. I'm gonna go play back through Bloodborne and get ready for Sekiro.
I'm gonna go watch Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah,
because that's what I do.
Yeah.
Now that I got 12 seasons to go through.
Yeah. The biggest thing though, Evan, is you got to remember that it's a lot of it's physiochemical. So it's like if you can start developing habits about how to, if not get mad, but just deal with the anger that you feel and make that a habit, then your response when you get mad will be to go to that instead of just being mad. Anyway. Let's see. Our next one this week comes in from Marcus. Marcus says, hello, Jeff and John. A thought has occurred in my mind regarding video game companies and possible redemption in light of issues that have occurred with companies like EA, BioWare, THQ Nordic, and Bethesda. 3 questions. Which video game companies do you feel are capable of redemption? Which video game companies do you feel have achieved redemption? And finally, which video game companies are beyond redemption? Keep the great work, everyone. I recently became a Patreon member. Long live Don Cleese. That's from Marcus.
Thanks for being a patron.
Yeah. I'm going to say that last question, which video game companies are beyond redemption, I don't believe in that as a concept, really.
Yeah. Because I think any company can, regardless of how you feel about them, can. I mean, it's just it's all your last game. It's like it's like a boxer in a fight. You're only as good as your last match. You're only as good as your last game. There are companies that have made terrible games. Obsidian has made some fucking terrible games, and then they come out.
I didn't say that, by the way. I was the one who said it this time.
No. I'm just bringing that up because then you look at things like Fallout New Vegas, and and what is it, Divinity or not Divinity? What was the big game that Obsidian did that everyone?
Oh, Pillars of Eternity.
Pillars of Eternity. Thank you. Not Divinity. I don't know why I said Divinity, but
Because Divinity is awesome. That's why.
But Pillars of Eternity, also a great game. And now people actually consider, there was a lot of people who did not like Oblivion or Obsidian, and my brain is all over the place. There are people who did not like Obsidian, and now are like, oh, Obsidian has turned themselves around. I mean, the only developers I think that are beyond redemption are the ones that keep making, are basically the people who make shovelware shit games and keep making those shovelware shit games.
But you know what? Again,
but even those people could turn out a game that's good.
Yeah, exactly. Like if here,
and when I say shovelware shit games, I'm talking about like the people who are doing the
like Steam
Unity,
asset flips.
Steam asset flips, and only do Steam asset flips, and have no desire to do anything more than what a Steam asset flip is.
Yeah,
like those people, they're, unless they want to do better, because I don't feel like, outside of maybe, I don't even think those people want to make a bad game. They just want to make a game that's easy and can make money.
Right.
Even if it's a little bit of money. Most game developers, most actual developers, they want to make the best game ever. And sometimes they can, sometimes they can't.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like when you ask that particular question, the first one that comes to my mind is like Konami, right? Konami's terrible right now. Like they've got all these properties, they're not doing anything with them or whatever. But you know what? Konami could turn it around, or EA. People hate EA right now, right? But EA could turn it around. EA has gone through times where EA has been shit, and then EA has been pretty good, and they've gone back to being shit, and then they've gone to being pretty good.
Yeah.
And you know, and a lot of it is that, I mean, you know, EA is one of those questions where as a publisher, like they have BioWare is. Yeah. I mean, like, is the link between BioWare and EA so strong? Is the link between Blizzard and Activision so strong that Activision's bad moves are reflected on Blizzard? In any case, I do not believe that video game companies, and I'll go one step further, like people and places and things and whatever, are beyond redemption. I think that people have to have the chance to redeem themselves.
The only ones that are beyond redemption are the ones that are already dead, and by that I mean people and companies.
Well,
like, because there's nothing they can do to redeem.
That's true.
You know, all they can do is go to other, like if they're a company that is dead, that has been shut down and is no longer existing, all those people can do is go to another company, and then guess what? They'll probably make an awesome game.
Yeah,
you know, it's a personal redemption in that point instead of a company redemption, but.
Because I mean, it's like I've said a lot of times with Hello Games and No Man's Sky, right? Is that if a company is beyond redemption, then they have no reason to even try to redeem themselves, right?
Yeah.
If Hello Games is beyond redemption, then they shouldn't have spent 2 years trying to make No Man's Sky better. They should just taken all your money and then all of our money, because I bought it too, taken all our money and just fucking been like, haha, flip off to you suckers, like we got your money, fuck you, and then like gone away. And like, because if there is no way that a company can redeem themselves, then why should they even try?
Why should they even bother to make a second game or third game?
Or why shouldn't they just bother to, like, why shouldn't they just rip you off and then like go haha, you know? Because like if there's nothing that can be done to make a game worth playing, then why even try? Why spend the time and the money? Why not just make another game? And then hopefully this one will be better. And then it'll just, you know, people will forget all about the last thing that we did and be like, hey, I think Ubisoft does that a lot, where people, they made some mediocre stuff and then people just kind of forget about it because the next thing is coming out. And
yeah.
In any case, which game companies do you feel have been redeemed? You know, it's funny. With Devil May Cry last week, I think Capcom has come a long way over the last couple of years.
Like, no, especially since Street Fighter and all the costumes and shit being on the disc, and
or even like, I mean, just an era of, I mean, before they went to just doing HD re-releases of Resident Evil games, which they were doing for a while, and Devil May Cry and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like before that, then, you know, you had stuff like the Bionic Commando debacle. I know a lot of people, I know you and I are on a different page, but like a lot of people would think that DMC was a big misstep for them. Like Capcom wasn't in doing great at a point there.
Yeah, no.
Whether they were making money or not, like they weren't turning out kind of the classics like they used to.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, maybe
Resident Evil 7 was kind of the turning point for that.
I liked Resident Evil 7 quite a bit. I liked Resident Evil 2 remake, like Devil May Cry 5, you know.
The Mega Man 11
Mega
or
Man
whatever.
10 or
10?
was it 11?
10? I don't know.
I forget which one.
I forget. I think it was
a fun
11.
game, though. Yeah,
it was a fun game. You know, they're doing good.
Yeah, they're doing a lot better than they were over the last couple of years, when it was just cash-in re-releases of old stuff. What was the other one? I mean, Hello Games, obviously, I feel like has done a lot of work to try to make No Man's Sky. And I think No Man's Sky is now a game that is solidly worth $40 or $50. Like, depending on, you have to be into that kind of game, right? Like, it's not just for everyone, but you have to, there's a few other, I'm trying to think, there's maybe a few others out there. I'm trying to think of anybody who's made like dramatic missteps. EA is still very much in the doghouse.
Yeah, they kind of got themselves out of the doghouse, and then within like 6 months put themselves right back in it.
Yeah, Bethesda's got themselves squarely. They've been tripping all over themselves for a while.
They're
now.
kind of in a middling place where they're kind of in the doghouse, but also kind of not.
Yeah. It's, well, I don't know. Was it you and I, or one of the podcasts that we had recently where I went back to look at like what was the last Bethesda game that I was really into, and it was Skyrim. And I was like, yeah, everything since Skyrim has kind of been like, let's see. I'm trying to think of anybody else. THQ is...
Well, THQ...
I mean...
technically doesn't exist, though it's THQ Nordic now. But,
yeah.
Which that's a completely different company.
I'm trying to think of any Japanese...
They're on their way down by making stupid decisions by posting on 8chan. The fuck?
Yeah. That was really just like a what? What? Yeah, I don't know. Disney has had eras of doing relatively well.
Well, Disney's no longer publishing or anything anymore. They're just they just went, you know what? Fuck it. We'll license this shit.
I thought Disney Infinity was really fun.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really good idea and it was fun, and then they just kind of had that go away. Yeah, I don't know. It's strange. It's very strange because I feel like a video game company, like, it depends on who we're talking about. Like, an individual developer may do good and bad and good and bad, and, etc. Publishers are weird because, like, they don't actually make anything, right? Like, Is Valve a good or bad video game company? Like, do they need to be redeemed? Have they done poor...
Like, I mean, people would argue that Steam is a fucking shit show.
It is a shit show, right? But Steam is like a content delivery service.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
just like if you look at Valve, I mean, and then again, I'm arguing what people are saying, not whether I think it's right. But I mean, if you look at Valve as a company, what were the last games that they actually published or developed themselves?
Artifact,
which
Dota
is
2.
Dota 2, which...
I mean, Dota 2 is, big, right?
Yeah.
It's an esports thing.
But that was big before they owned it.
Right. Yeah.
And then Artifact is clearly not done well. Steam itself is kind of a shit show, and every time they make changes to their how they're going to run Steam, it seems like every decision they make is the worst decision they could make at that time.
Yeah.
Even when they undo a bad decision, it seems like that's also a bad decision for some reason.
Yeah. They're real interesting that way.
Yeah, it's just that. Like there's nothing that they can do to fit it. So in a sense, yeah, they're in a bad place, and truthfully, I don't know if there's anything they could do to get out of the doghouse, at least in like one fell swoop. Like if they announced Half-Life 3 and then everyone went, oh shit, Half-Life 3 is actually coming out, and then it came out, I don't even know if that would be enough, because I feel like Half-Life 3 would just be a Duke Nukem situation all over again.
Yeah.
Where it took so long for it to finally come out. Doesn't matter. It doesn't, and I'm not saying it'd be bad, because I know that's what a lot of people were upset about Duke Nukem, is that when it finally did come out, it was a fucking terrible game.
Right.
Or at least not as good of a game as they had hoped. Half-Life 3 could be the best game that Valve as a company ever made, but I don't think it would be enough.
Yeah.
So but it would be a thing where if they released that and then released another game that also had good press, and they actually started making some decisions in regards to Steam and cleaning up, then yeah, they could, there's things that they could do to redeem themselves, but it's not going to be one fell swoop for them.
For companies, it's funny, with companies, I don't necessarily see the word redemption is also really weird, because it implies like a loftier.
That's why I always hated them using it in the title for Red Dead.
Comeback. But, I wasn't really super happy with Nintendo from the Wii through the Wii U. I mean, the Switch has been the best Nintendo console that I've had in my house since the GameCube, as far as I'm concerned, because I didn't really like the motion controls on the Wii, and I didn't like the pad bullshit on the Wii U. I mean, I'll still say that there were some good Wii U games and there were some good Wii games, but like the Switch is amazing. Like it's really it seems like they turned a weird corner. And it's just like Ape Out is on the Switch, right? Like, so yeah, I think your first question was which video game companies do you feel are capable of redemption? Again, I think we covered that with.
Yeah, I think any company is capable.
Yeah,
and no company is incapable unless they're no longer a company.
Yeah. Let's see. Kay writes in and says, "Sigh, damn it, Jeff and John, I fucking love the Orville. There, I said it. After watching the latest Double Bill episode, I have to take back a lot of my prejudgments of the show before the first season. What are your thoughts? Have you watched it?"
I have watched about half of the first season.
Me too.
And I really liked what I saw.
Yeah.
Like, there were some missteps in there. There was some stuff that was a little, like, not handled the best.
I kind of wish it wasn't a comedy.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it was just a drama.
But having said that, I really like. Now, if you're wondering why I only watched the first half of the season, is I don't have TV. Yeah. So I can only watch it like on Hulu or whatever, and even then, Amanda really likes the show, so it's one of those shows that it's kind of we can only watch together,
right?
And we don't have a lot of time to watch things together.
Yeah,
and sometimes when we come home, we don't want to watch TV. We want to play video games or just
talk to each other,
or go out and do something.
Yeah,
and so TV shows are a really hard commitment for us, and it has to be truly exceptional for us to kind of. It has to be firing on all I shouldn't say truly exceptional. It has to be firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
For what it is, and I feel like the Orville was good, but there's this that like you said, it's kind of like the fact that it is also a comedy. And I don't mind that it's also a comedy. I like the comedy that's in it.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes there's just elements. There's just something that seems off.
Yeah.
That. It's one of those things that I could easily see them fixing, and they might have already fixed by the time you get to season 2. And I love the fact that it exists.
Yeah.
I do want to watch more of it.
Yeah.
And I will at some point. But yeah, I'm totally I like a lighthearted sci-fi Star Trekian style show that's not all dark.
Yeah.
Like some other Star Trekian shows, like Star Trek.
Yeah, you know what?
And that's not even saying that Star Trek is bad. Just saying it's not dark. It's lighthearted.
I didn't. See, I watched just the pilot for the new Discovery.
Yeah,
and I was kind of like, this is not this. I'm not really into this. Like, and who knows? Maybe it got better. One of the biggest problems just with Discovery is I'm just like, bro, I am not going to get your subscription service to watch this. Like, if it was available on Hulu, if it was on Netflix, I'm not going to get your subscription service to watch this.
I will get their subscription service for the Twilight Zone.
That, if they have that and maybe one more thing, I might give it a try. But
it's like Twilight Zone has got me, so I'll watch Discovery when I get that. When I eventually do get that.
But yeah, I do want to go back and watch the rest of it. I have a feeling that I might end up watching it and really liking it. It seemed like, when it came out, I feel like a lot of people were saying, and this is maybe true of Discovery as well, that TNG had a season before they got their footing, right?
No, you're right.
Like early Captain Picard is the real bitch. Like he's really a bitchy bitch, but who knows? I mean, I haven't watched it yet. I liked what I saw of about like half of the first season. The other thing is I kind of wanted to wait for it all to be out because it wasn't good enough to compel me to watch it on like a week by week, episode by episode basis. So let's do one more of these and we'll do some Discord questions. Music Mondays writes in and says, so after seeing Smash Brothers Melee getting knocked off the main roster for this year's EVO 2019, I was not surprised to hear about the fan base being so salty or just outright assholes because it was not going to be there even though Ultimate is on the list. This got me thinking about awful fan bases that seem to have this mentality. for their medium and how it's the best thing ever, and fuck you if you have a different opinion. My question is, has there ever been a fan base of a thing so toxic that you didn't even bother looking into it? Also, how would you go about and prevent these type of people from making whatever you enjoy from being the Rick and Morty fan base? Thanks, and that's from Music Mondays.
Well, you just answered my answer right there.
What's that?
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
The fan base is so fucking toxic, I just basically said, nope, not going to watch the show. I don't give a shit how much people say that it's a show that I would like. Don't care.
Yeah. Steven Universe was that for me, where a lot of people would and as I've understood it from watching other things on the internet, apparently Steven Universe has kind of gone off the rails as it has gone on longer and longer, but like the Steven Universe stuff was real. I just didn't like the stuff that I was hearing about it. For the most part, though, not really, because I like the question of how would you prevent these type of people from keeping you from enjoying a thing is please, for the love of God, just don't pay attention to the fan base for anything. They're all bad. We've talked about this before. Or no, they are not all bad, but everything has its shitty subset of fans.
Yeah, no, totally.
Like every single thing has its shitty subset of fans who are shitty. Dark Souls has a really shitty subset of fans who I don't like those guys, like the Get Good noob, right? Like I like anime. Anime has, oh my God, does anime have some shitty fans out there?
You like dubs instead of subs? Fuck you.
Right. Or the opposite. I've literally had people in the comments be like, you watch subs instead of dubs? Fuck you. And I'm just like, what? I can't win here. The main thing is like, just please don't pay attention to them and enjoy what you enjoy. Like, every single thing has a shitty food has shitty fan bases. Like music has shitty fan bases. All music has a shitty part of that fan base, except for They Might Be Giants. No, I'm just kidding. There's shitty people in there too. You can find a shitty fan of anything. So if you judge the thing based on the shitty fandom, well,
there's something, since you brought up music,
and
I apologize for the tangent here, that Amanda and I were talking about the other day, and we thought it was pretty funny that when it comes to music genres fan base, when you look at heavy metal fan bases,
yes,
younger heavy metal fans are totally the gatekeeper type people, like, oh, you think so and so? Well, name the best song off of X album and when it was released and what the meaning behind it is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they want you to prove that you're a fan, and they're kind of shitty about it. But then if you talk to people who are like much older and like in their 40s, maybe late 30s, 40s, who are like total metalheads, they're like, oh, you like this? That's fucking awesome, dude. Oh man, if you like this band, you would really like. They're just totally like embracive and loving and everything. Mm-hmm. Punk rock, even including pop punk and all that, is the exact opposite. The younger fans of now are like totally like, oh man, you like Masked Intruder? Oh man, you like No Effects? That's cool. You should listen to this other band. That's totally awesome. And then like the older guys who have been in, like, you like punk rock? You're a fucking poser. You're a loser. Get the fuck out of my concert, because you're not a real fan because you only heard of like this one band from, and it's just like, what the fuck?
You know what?
It's just weird that those two fan bases are like polar opposites.
No, but see, the thing is, I was going to say is I had a front row seat to those old punk rock fans that you're talking about, because I was in high school and I liked Green Day and I couldn't tell anybody because that was during the fuck you for you pop punk bullshit, oh, you like Blink-182, go fuck yourself. Yeah, I mean, it even got into the whole like, oh, fuck Rancid, we don't listen to Operation Ivy around here, and it was just like, but I like this music. It's like, no, you don't. Fuck you. I've never understood the gatekeeping. Like, one of the things, and this again, not to go too far off on a tangent, but like every time I read a story about like trying to keep, what it started with was like the girls, the fake comic book girl,
the fake geek girl thing,
fake geek girl,
which is not actually a thing. Well, if someone is a fan of anything, even remotely, they're a geek for it.
But so I guess what's weird to me is that I wonder if some of these people have only kind of developed into the geek culture when this is happening, because again, and I'm just going to say this a bunch of times, when I was a kid, man, we would have fucking stabbed our parents to get girls into D&D games or reading Green Lantern or whatever. Like, we would have, I mean, because you know what? maybe they'll kiss you on your lips. Maybe you could ask them if they want to go out to dinner and then read some Green Lantern comics.
Maybe you'll just be really good friends and they'll introduce you to one of their friends and hook you up.
Right. Like proximity to the women means that maybe some of them will touch you on your bathing suit area, as opposed to like when it was just a sausage fest as far as the eye could see, you know,
and not even going that far. I mean, not even going into a sexualized thing for it, but just like, hey, more people with more points of view, regardless of race, religion, color, gender, ethnicity, whatever, is good, because it means if more people are a fan of it, you're going to get more of it.
Sure.
It's why we got so many goddamn superhero movies right now.
Yep.
And I love it.
Yep. I've never understood.
We get good superhero movies. We get bad superhero movies. We get mediocre superhero movies. We get all the superhero movies.
You know what? It's like I feel like I was doing this for a while, that I feel like I want to start a website that's like, hi, I'm Jeff. Are you trying to play a Souls game? Well, send me a text message if you need help. And I'll be like, oh, Taurus Demon? Okay, here's what you do to have help, instead of just like, get good, noob. Like, well, I don't even know why you're even playing this game. Like, there are so many legitimate places where you could be helping people or introducing them to new stuff, or just being like, check out this. And they're like, what? You mean you've never seen this before? And they're like, what?
I would also love it if someone actually had a phone number that was actually Get Good Noob, like GITGUDNOOB. So
right.
That was like if you actually like went on a phone and actually that's an actual phone number, and it was like actually they weren't. Turns out they weren't actually trying to be mean. They were saying, no, call Get Good Noob and you can get good.
Call 1-800-GET-GOOD-NOOB and I will teach you how to get good, noob. Because I mean, I don't know, the thing with Souls is there are so many things. Like if somebody was to say to you, oh, this game is really hard, and I could be like, oh, here's 5 things that you could do to make that game way easier. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, are you having trouble with Ornstein and Smo? Here, try summoning somebody in to help you. What level are you at? Oh, you're a little under level. Maybe you should get 4 more levels before you try to do that, and then summon somebody in. As opposed to, like, there are so many things that you could tell people to help them play these wonderful games and get into this beautiful universe, instead of just being like, get out of here. Get out of here. You having trouble? Well, get out of here. I don't know. It's weird to me. It's just weird to me because, like I said, we would have stabbed each other when I was a kid to get girls into the stuff. The reason I listened to punk rock when I was a teenager was because I spent the first 2 years of my high school, I was like a D&D video game nerd, and there were no girls there. So I got into punk rock, and I started wearing flannels and grew a skater cut because there were girls that hung out with those guys. Like, that was the whole reason to do that. Now, I ended up liking punk rock and the flannels and my haircut that way and skateboards and all that stuff. But, like, I only started doing that because I looked around and I was like, well, it's me and the same 5 geeky dudes like playing D&D, and over there's all these like fucking dyed hair punk rock cute girls, and like I want to hang out with them. So yeah. Anyway, we got to win a field there. Let's take some Discord questions real fast. Drake Kaz asks, what is the craziest thing you remember saying during a dojo? I don't know, because I go into a fugue state and then I come out and I'm just like, what was I? Was I talking about my butt for 40 minutes? Oh, shit, I was. All right, well, post it.
Yeah, I don't remember what the craziest thing I've ever said on a dojo was.
Okay.
Because
it's hard to remember.
Yeah, it's hard. And also, it's been so long since I've been on a dojo. No.
Oh, we did something.
We did something
not too long ago.
Yeah,
we did Devil May Cry 5 demo.
Yeah. We did the demo for Devil May Cry. But I'm just saying, like, it's been a long time since I've actually
or the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of podcast stuff. The stupidest thing I ever did was when I was trying to come up with a way to turn in one of our Dark Souls playthroughs. I was trying to be funny and try to find a way to turn. I can't remember if it was Dark Souls or Bloodborne or which game it was, but they were like the I think it might have been Dark Souls 2 maybe.
Okay.
Where they were like the 3 guys, they were like the serpent. Like there's a big snake after you kill them. Like 3 gatekeepers, and you have to get by them. I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
I forget what it was, but I was trying to turn them into a boy band joke.
Oh, no, those are the Shadows of Yharnam in Bloodborne.
Yes. See, I knew it was one of those games.
Yep.
But the Shadows of Yharnam, and really trying to make that work. and probably to the detriment of you. You're probably just like, let's just move on. Please stop trying to make this joke work.
I think I was probably just trying to beat those guys.
Yeah. And I was sitting there in my head. I don't even know how much of it, what was going on in my head, made it onto the microphone.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I was trying to like, okay, maybe I can like reword some Backstreet Boys songs that I know into being about Bloodborne and make it really stupid. And then, no, I can't make that work. Okay, well, maybe I can make this work. Yes, I can. Again, I don't know. I think it was probably the stupidest thing I ever did because in my head, I thought about it too much.
Well, there you go. You got an answer, Drake has. I don't know. Pick any dojo and go to a random thing. That's the stupidest thing I've ever said on a show. Mikey Mikester says, I got the perfect question. If you had to pick which anime universe would you want to live in?
Which anime universe would I want to live in?
My Hero Academia? Everything seems to work out pretty well for them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Get yourself some superpowers, do some stuff. No. I was going to say One Punch Man because everything just gets...
that's just...
you get killed all the time in One Punch. They wipe out whole cities in One Punch Man. Death Note because I live in America and so I'm not a criminal. Nothing would happen to me, right?
Yeah.
I'd just be like I could be living in the Death Note universe for all I know.
There's also a part of me it's like Mongolian Chop Squad because it's just it's a slice of life about a band.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Legend of Black Heaven, which that's another band one. Fuck.
Just one of the ones where nothing bad is going to happen to me, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That slime, the time I got killed and turned into a slime show, the slime guy, he makes this village that seems like it's pretty rad. Where it's just like I like the fact that in that show his objective is just like he just wants everybody to calm the fuck down and just like live. So he's got like this village that's full of like goblins and dwarves and dragon men and like demons and stuff, and they're all just like hanging out because he's like, if you're gonna live here, you're all gonna fucking get along, and they're all just like, get along. Well, that's an interesting idea. Let's try that out. So they all just get along really well, and everybody just has a job, and they do their thing, and they just, they brought in all the the orcs, and they're just building roads because they're very strong. So as a penance for them trying to annihilate the entire kingdom, they got brought into the kingdom, and now they're just the road guys. They're just construction dudes who work in this world. I like that show a lot. It's like the main character is just permanently kind of optimistic and kind of invincible, and it's kind of like One Punch Man, except if it was a slime instead of a superhero. So, Ratchet Sly asks, I'm having trouble getting excited for upcoming games. The only two I can remember in any way right now are Ghost of Tsushima and the Samurai game by Sucker Punch. Ghost of Tsushima, the Samurai game by Sucker Punch, and Tunic, an isometric Zelda indie game being made by a guy in my home city. Is there anything that you guys are looking forward to? The less generic question, what are some of your favorite bass lines in music? I've been diving into my music archive of late and making up a playlist of great ones. There's a lot of talking heads in it so far. Keep on raging in the free world. It's from Ratchet Sly. You got any bass lines? I don't know that I don't listen to a lot of music anymore.
I play bass.
There you go.
And I actually, it's weird because I actually weird out a few of my friends because we'll be sitting, like some music will be playing, and I'll literally be like pulling it, like they can't hear the bass line, and I totally can.
DayZ, that's the game that I was talking about before. Sorry,
okay.
Sorry, it was just on this list.
Okay, well there you go.
Yeah.
So I tend to, but for me, like it's not like one specific bass line. It's more of a bassist,
okay,
which is Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Mm-hmm.
I really like his bass playing. The only weird thing about it is that, or my favorite thing about him is he can't read sheet music. Like even tablatures, he can't read tablatures.
Okay,
like he can't. Like it's great because like my brother realized I was a big fan of Flea's bass playing. Like I don't want to play like him or anything, but I like listening to his because it's so all over the place sometimes, but it sounds so cohesive.
Yeah.
And then he bought me this How to Play Bass with Flea, and I think it was like River Phoenix was the interviewer in it or something like that.
All right.
And then like the first words out of his mouth, I never learned how to read tablatures or sheet music.
Wow.
I don't know how to do it. And he's like, yeah, I literally just come up with the bass in my head and play it, and then know that I need to play it like that every time after. And then sometimes I'll just say fuck it. If I can't remember what it is, I'll just say fuck it and play whatever feels right. And it's just like, I'm just like, first of all, that's the worst thing to say on a How to Play Bass video.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't teach me how to do that.
Yeah. Second of all, holy shit, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
But But yeah, so I mean, I tend to like his stuff, which his stuff is a little bit more funk, basically funk or punk sounding. But yeah, I mean, I also tend to listen to more punk and ska. So I mean, bass for me is like I think like MXPX. Some of their punk stuff is like one step further. It's kind of like one that I really enjoy. There's a lot. I can't really think of like a specific song that I'm like, oh man, I really like the bass riff to this.
Yeah.
But I also think that's why I ended up choosing the theme song for Geek Bombast, is because it has a really bitchin' bass intro.
Yeah.
On it.
I think the one that I use for Rage like kind of does too, but
yeah, but it's just it's funny because that literally I was given 4 songs by a friend who he wrote and did them all, and he's like, you can have any one of these for your podcast. I don't care. You never have to pay me royalties or anything.
Cool.
And he's also on the podcast sometimes, so it doesn't matter. He's part of it. And I was like, all right, cool. And I listened to all of them, and I was like, this is the only one I like. This is the only one I'll use. Yeah.
Okay. Games you're looking forward to in 2019. There are
Mortal Kombat 11.
There are quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, obviously Sekiro comes out next week, and you know me, John, I had a whole year of not having a From Software game to get all crazy about.
Yeah. Control.
Yep, Control. We definitely talked about that.
Outer Worlds,
Outer Worlds, I believe, is what it's called.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Mortal Kombat 11 is the most, like, for me, I kind of look at them in order as they're actually, like, in sight of coming out.
Yeah.
So, Mortal Kombat 11 is kind of the one that's on my head right now.
We talked about Rage 2. I'm excited about Rage 2 quite a bit. I got a list here that we're kind of looking through right now.
I know Amanda's really looking forward to Spelunky 2, and also I'm looking forward to that Untitled Goose Game.
That got pushed out.
I know that got pushed out, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yoshi's Crafted World looks interesting, though I'm not like hyped for it.
There was a couple there that Wolfenstein Youngblood spinoff. I liked Wolfenstein 2 quite a bit.
I feel like there is something that is supposed to be coming out before the end of the year that I'm like super hyped for that I just can't think of off the top of my head.
Is it Bloodstained?
No, but I'm interested to hear if that's good or not.
Do we think? We don't think that fucking guy that I like, Kojima's Death Stranding. That's not. We don't think that's going to come out in 2019.
I think it's coming out next year, but it could come out. I mean,
if so, it would be late this year, right?
But like I said, Control's a big one for me.
Mm-hmm. There's actually a trailer last week that we didn't go over because I kind of cut some stuff. We went along for a game called Yuppie Psycho that I'm actually kind of looking forward to. Kind of a weirdo JRPG, horror JRPG.
I'm just trying to think of like what's coming out that we know that's coming out this year. I mean, there's a lot of games that I know are coming soon that we could get a announcement anytime.
Yeah,
there's like, it's coming out in Christmas.
Days Gone. I actually am kind of looking out for Days Gone. Looking forward a little bit to Days Gone. Trying to think if there's been anything. I wonder if Bayonetta 3 is going to be out this year.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I think that's not going to come out until next year at the earliest.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. There's a fair amount
I wouldn't
of
be surprised if we got a trailer for it at E3.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that I've just kind of, week by week I look at what all is coming out. I mean, like next week is obviously Sekiro, but also the Chocobo Mystery Dungeon, a new one of those is coming out next week. I'm just trying to think of stuff, or I'm looking at the list of stuff that's coming out this month. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. See, the thing about it though, Ratchet Sly, is to keep in mind that a lot of times this is like where the gas starts to run out, right? And then once we hit, is it June?
Yeah,
when E3 happens.
Yeah,
and
that's
then there's
usually
a bunch of announcements. Like all those studios that Microsoft got, we're going to be seeing what the fuck's going to be going on with that.
Yeah, it's almost assured that we're going to start seeing that stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you got anything else, or you want to move on?
No, I mean, for me, like I said, the most recent thing that's coming out I'm excited for is Mortal Kombat 11.
Absolutely.
I've already pre-ordered it, and I pre-ordered the most expensive, the Ultimate Edition, whatever you call it, that you can get downloaded digital, so that I can get all the DLC when it comes out, because I know I'm going to want it. And, and I get the pre-order DLC, and I get the beta access whenever that happens, and fucking Mortal Kombat.
Yep. Marvel asks, quick, short, and simple question. You are to be given any item from a video game. What would you choose? What would you choose for practical everyday use? What will be your conversation starter in the office? Keep up the great work from Marvel. What item from any video game do you want? I want that Bowsette crown, man. I want that thing to turn into a hot chick. Chow, and take it off. Chow, I'm Jeff again. Chow, I'm on Twitch. I'm making lots of money. Chow, I'm Jeff again. Chow, 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 chow.
Okay. All right.
I want the Garden of Eden creation kit because I know I'm going to need one eventually, and I really don't want to go on a quest to get one. So you need a spare Gek around just in case. I don't know. Pick anything. Stealth camouflage from Metal Gear Solid. I can make some use out of that. Let's see.
Trying to think of a good
like a silly thing.
Just a good thing.
Just a good thing.
Yeah.
You get that Dante or that Nero sword that you can rev up like a motorcycle. That's a conversation starter right there.
Yeah.
Like, John, are you revving up that sword again? Oh yes.
Yeah, the hat.
Yep. Just trying to think of things that have happened in the recent past. Just one humanity from Dark Souls, and I'm just going to crush it. I'm going to become double human, motherfuckers. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. This is a more difficult question.
Yeah.
It's always hard when you have these like super open-ended questions. A lightsaber? I could go for a lightsaber just to have one. I could be like, "Hey guys, I got a lightsaber."
Maybe not a lightsaber, but Travis Touchdown's light sword.
Sure,
because copyrights.
Oh, you know what I want? I want a respec token from any video game. I want to be able to respec because I don't like where I put all my. I didn't know what I was doing with my stats when I was younger, and I'd like to go back and like put more points into strength and less points into wisdom, and that way, I could lift up cars and stuff. That'll be helpful. I think
and just turn into a dude, bro.
Or charisma. Just max out charisma. I didn't think it was. I thought it was a dumb stat. I didn't know. I didn't know. Let's see. All right, so let's maybe we don't have that much time left, so let's go back and try to finish up some of these email questions. Ben says, "This was an interesting one. I read this one and I was kind of. I think I know how both of us are going to feel about this, but Ben says, "Hey Jeff and Puppet Jeff and whoever else is there, including you, John.
Yo."
Quick follow-up to last time. Does it bother you that fighting games like Injustice 2 have some of the worst abuses of pay-to-win mechanics in a game you already have to pay for? Also, as a fanboy, how do you walk the line as a fan between telling non-fans about something that they want to know about without just spewing meaningless trivia at them? I've had that problem recently as a huge fan of Captain Marvel, who is a very convoluted and complicated character. Final unrelated question. I'm trying to cook for myself more, but I don't have a lot of time during the day. Any suggestions? Love both Jeffs and John, and that's from Ben. The thing is that I don't think that Injustice 2 I don't know that I agree with that particular description of Injustice 2.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, the gear, like what you buy for real money in Injustice 2 is loot boxes that have gear that will make your character stronger, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That gear can be used in online matches, but it only works in like unranked matches. If you play ranked matches, it automatically turns off all the gear and all the things you have to play just like skill to skill, right? So, I mean, I guess like pay to win against the computer, but like you don't need to pay to win against the computer. Like,
outside of buying the DLC, which, to get the extra characters, I never put more money into that game outside of.
I mean, you also get shitloads of loot boxes.
Yeah.
Of their mother boxes.
Everything you do gets a mother box in that game.
Yeah. So, like, and as near as I could tell, you can't just, like, buy a specific piece of equipment. You can buy some, like, skins, I guess. Or you buy tokens that you can trade in for certain, like, what the like the Catwoman or the Power Girl skin for Supergirl that you can get, or things like that. The Jon Stewart skin for Green Lantern. Honestly, Ben, I'm just going to say this right now. I really don't think I bought Injustice 2 for $60. I never even felt. I wish the game would stop giving me loot boxes, to be fucking honest, or give me a button to let me open all of them at once and not have to deal with the whole inventory system where your inventory is full. Now I got to go sell all the non-rares out of my inventory. I just don't see it as that big of a problem. I mean, you could, I guess, if you wanted to, you could technically pay enough money to get enough loot to but see, that's the thing. You have to play the characters to level them up before you can even use better loot. So you can have a level 15 rare loot for Cheetah, or who's the, I don't know, for Doom's God damn it, Jeff, Batman. All right. I'm trying to think of characters. You'd have a level 20 thing for Batman, but if your Batman's level 1, you can't equip it, right? So it's even if you got these loot boxes that gave you higher level gear, you couldn't equip that gear until you at least played your Batman up to level 20 to be able to put that gear on. And then that's a stat boost at level 20. And again, you can't use it in ranked matches. I don't know. I guess I'm not seeing where you're coming from as far as the
for that specific game. Anyways.
I guess specifically it's the worst abuses of pay to win mechanics in a game that you already have to pay for. I feel like there's so many more games that have worse. Being able to buy Praxis points in Deus Ex to me is a worse example of pay to win as a mechanic. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of
Battlefront 2.
What? Yeah, fuck yeah, Battlefront 2. I mean, there's a lot of different places that have that. I just don't see it because it's not in ranked matches, right? It would be one thing if it was even in the unranked matches, if both players agree to play without equipment, then you just play without equipment in unranked, right? So I don't know. I guess maybe send me more information about what the hell.
What was the second question?
He had 3 questions. One was, as a fanboy, how do you walk the line as a fan between telling non-fans about something that they want to know about without just spewing meaningless trivia at them?
I wait for them to ask.
Right.
I just don't. I'm oh man, I'm a really big fan of that character. It's really cool. You'll probably like them. And then they're like, tell me more. Okay, here's more. Yeah. I just don't. I don't bombard people with trivia unless they ask to be bombarded with trivia.
I mean, I understand about getting excited and wanting to share the coolest parts of a thing with somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess over the years, my answer to that question is that I've tried to explain Dark Souls or Metal Gear to enough people, and I've watched their eyes turn glassy.
My eyes just turn glassy just you saying them.
Yep. So that I've basically just been like, you know what? I'm going to wait for somebody to ask me about this, and then they'll actually want to hear it instead of trying to be like, hey, let me tell you about a video game. And they're like, okay, talk for 5 minutes starting now, and I'll go, wow, cool, and not listen to any of it. It's just so much more rewarding talking to somebody who wants to hear what you're talking about.
Yeah. Because, I mean, let's even talk about Captain Marvel. After we saw the movie, Amanda was like, what's the differences between this and the comic? And even then, I didn't go, oh, well, the first there was a Captain Marvel that was actually a male, and then blah, blah, this and that. And I didn't go through all that. I was just like, oh, well, Carol Danvers, this is how she originally got her powers in the comics, which is obviously very different in the movie. And this is how this character that you saw ties into that and ties into her mythology and why she's so cool that she's referenced. And, I'll pick certain things that I thought were important, but not I don't try to overdo it either. If they're asking me,
right.
I don't try to just bombard them with every little piece of history and trivia about, a character.
Mostly it's just looking at the other person that I'm talking to, and when they stop paying attention, it's okay, well, probably shouldn't talk about this anymore. Let's see here.
And what was the third one?
It's about cooking. I don't have time to cook. Sorry, that was an easy answer. Instant Pot. Start with an Instant Pot. That's there's so many recipes for Instant Pot that's throw a bunch of things in this thing, turn it on, let go away, come back in an hour, and boom, you got stew. Boom, you got roast. Boom, you got take your pick, right? There's a recipe that I've made a couple times already that's put a roast in the Instant Pot, put potatoes on top of the roast, set it for an hour, and then you can like roast some vegetables in the oven, come back, and then just take the potatoes out. They're already cooked, mash them. You got roast, you got mashed potatoes, you got a side. Or if that's not working for you, I started a lot of my cooking stuff with the oven roast stuff. Put stuff in the oven. There's so many recipes out there for like take a sheet pan and put like steak and vegetables and a bunch of stuff on it, put it all in the oven for a certain amount of time, pull it out, toss it up, put it on a plate, done. Or sandwiches. I'm real into sandwiches. Just make yourself a good sandwich. Like, go buy some slightly superior ingredients for your sandwich and just make yourself a fucking bomb-ass sandwich.
Yeah.
Like, boom. Takes 10 minutes. Drew says, all-knowing Jeff and John, the trend of crime games has long been established with GTA, Payday, Yakuza, etc. So is the TV trend of true crime stories, Forensic Files, 48 Hours, 48-Hour Murder Mystery, but I haven't seen true crime translated into video games.
There was a whole game called True Crime, dude.
Is it the game producers are afraid of being accused of poor taste? I doubt that, or fear being sued or something else. Can you think of any games based on real world crimes? What famous crimes would you both like to reenact? Wow. Your loyal acolyte Drew. I'm not really in a hurry to reenact true crimes, but I mean, I think that the licensing rights, when you're talking about a point-click adventure game, right? Like, you're not going to be... I mean, true crime is obviously... You know, when there's a bunch of people to shoot at in a video game, that makes the game more exciting than just, solve a true murder. I don't know that works.
By the way, I jokingly said there is a game called True Crime Streets of New York and True Crime Streets of LA. Mm-hmm. And then there was supposed to be True Crime Streets of Hong Kong, but then that changed into... Sleeping Dogs.
Yep.
But those aren't based on true crime. That's just the title. I was joking with that. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah. I just don't know that I don't know that the true crime stories translate into video games very well.
Because you're going to have to take a lot of liberty with that. And I'm sure there have been like stuff based on true crime, but like you said, I think they get turned into like point and click adventure, and usually it's from the police point of view.
Yep.
So it's never you're committing the crime in action. It's more you're the cop.
Don't forget about Sexy Serial Killer, though, because that was based on...
Yeah. But yeah.
I just don't think... Like, I think about, like... Well, also, I think that we have a weird relationship with true crime, where I don't know that we would want to be, like... I don't know. I mean, like, honestly, I'm not trying to shame you or anything if you were interested in this, but, like, I am not interested in reenacting crimes that actually happened in the world. I like to keep my violence safely behind the veneer of fiction to the point where I can be like, because I mean, in Hitman, I've killed a lot of people in that game in realistic settings, in somewhat realistic ways. The first mission in Hitman 2 is Hawke's Bay, and there's one of the ways that you could basically just like hide in a closet and wait for the targets to go to sleep and then kill one of them by smothering them with a pillow and then just like run away. And like technically that's kind of a weird true crime thing, but like they always make sure to tell you, no, this is a bad person and look at all the bad things they've done. It's totally okay to kill this bad person. Look how bad they are. And you're like, oh, okay, great. But I don't want to like Ted Bundy a bunch of people, or like I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I mean, also it would either just be a point click or like LA Noire, right? I don't think anybody wants that. Or like a visual novel, maybe, like just kind of branching.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah. Jack the Ripper's definitely in a lot of video games.
Oh, yeah. There's been a ton of Jack the Ripper games.
Yeah.
There was a whole Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper.
Yep. That's true.
That's as true as it gets, sir.
Last but not least, Justin from Washington writes in and says, hi, Jeff and John. If you had the opportunity to live somewhere else besides Austin, where would it be? And that is a question. So, we had a few I didn't get to. This is one I wanted to read. If you had a chance to live anywhere but Austin, where would you live, John?
Wouldn't be in Texas.
No? You don't think so?
No, I mean, when I moved to Austin, I pretty much said that if I ever move out of Austin, it's going to be to move out of the state entirely.
Okay.
So, I mean, there was a time where I kind of wanted to live somewhere in California, maybe not
LA.
LA or,
Let's go.
But, there was a time where I wanted to kind of live somewhere in California. I don't think I'd be against living someplace like in Chicago or something like that. I don't think I'd ever live in New York or anything like that, but like, Chicago or LA probably. I mean, the way people from LA, when I'm in LA or, when I go visit Amanda's family in California, like people think that I'm native from California.
Oh, yeah?
Just because I'm very laid back and my mentality is apparently never been to California prior to going there with Amanda.
Yeah.
Apparently I have a very Californian mentality and demeanor.
Okay.
I don't know. But
it's all that surfing that you do.
Yeah, it's all that surfing. Surfing the TV. But yeah, so probably somewhere maybe in maybe not SoCal, but like Northern California or something like that. I don't know. Maybe somewhere in the Chicago area. Maybe Colorado. I wouldn't mind going to Colorado. I have friends that live there.
I gotcha. 420, bro. Yeah.
Not even for that. I just, it's nice vistas, nice views, nice place.
South of France. I want a villa. There we go. If we get to do whatever, then that. Or on the Starship Enterprise. I'll choose one of those two. That is our show for this week. Mail@racelight.com is the email address. John, you have a podcast. Are you? How's the podcast going?
An episode was recorded.
Okay.
It's about as far as it got.
Okay.
It hasn't gone up yet. It's supposed to go up sometime soon. I don't know when it's going to go up. It's my own personal issues. But it's called Geek Bombast. You can go listen to the 13 episodes that are up right now, 14, something like that. I don't know how many episodes are up right now. Go to YouTube, bit.ly/Geek Bombast. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher.
13.
Also, yeah. Huh?
13 episodes.
Yeah, 13 episodes. So, I mean, we've got a lot of, you can find us in a lot of places if you've never listened to it. We're also, but, and those episodes are coming out soon. It's just, unfortunately, I had some stuff happen, which I do talk about in the episode that is going up soon.
Yeah.
And then I got really sick, and then I got better, and then had to deal more with the stuff that it caused me to stop the podcast.
March has been late February, and March has been kind of
my last 4 weeks have just been one kicking the balls after another. So
yeah,
and it's just been kind of one of those things where I want to get back into it. I've got an episode recorded that I need to put up, and it'll go up hopefully soon. But it's just I haven't, for reasons I'm not going to go into. I haven't done it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So check it out and keep an eye out. And I mean, you're planning on getting back into the groove at some point.
Yeah. No. This is not a. Well, it's never coming out. It's
right.
No.
You're on hiatus. There's some stuff going on.
Yeah, it's just some stuff I got to work through, and it's going up. I'm hoping to get the episode that we already recorded up probably before this episode comes up out, but we'll see. I don't know.
Cool. All right, that's it. We're done.